We have reviewed a lot of videos with Uncle Roger, and these are some of the best. Hopefully you guys will enjoy them. Be sure to give the video a like and a share, and now, let's get started.
Today, we review nephew Jeffrey Zakarian making Filipino adobo. This dish have many variations. Everybody make it different way, so it's hard to fuck up. But this nephew Jeffrey, he wearing suit to make Asian food. Uncle Roger don't have good feeling about this.
You know, I'm getting that same feeling that we had when we reviewed Rachael Ray's chicken adobo.
But it smells so good.
Uncle Roger don't feel comfortable.
I have that exact same feeling right now. I don't know if it's gonna turn out really well.
I'm making a traditional dish of Filipino adobo.
Oh. I can smell the spice though. There's something
Chicken thigh
happening.
in a bag. Very.
Who the people sitting down? They just getting ignored.
How many people does it take to make chicken adobo? 4? I think the other 2 are taste testers.
Some low sodium soy sauce.
Low sodium.
By the low sodium.
Always.
Why? Low sodium soy sauce is soy sauce with less flavor. Who want that? Hiya. Don't be pussy. Buy regular soy sauce. Big man like you scare a little bit of sodium. Hiya.
Low sodium soy sauce. This is exactly what Rachael Ray used in her pad thai video.
You can also substitute 3 tablespoons total of soy sauce, low sodium soy sauce, liquid amino or tamari.
What? Liquid no, soy sauce wrong. Don't substitute wrong thing for more wrong thing.
Very inexpensive white vinegar.
Vinegar, correct? Maybe put more. Filipino people love vinegar.
This is true. I've worked around a lot of Filipinos in the kitchen, and we have also reviewed a lot of adobo recipes, and everybody says you need more vinegar in a lot of the videos that we've reviewed, except for Joshua's. Joshua did use like a lot of vinegar in his recipe. A lot.
Some brown sugar.
Sugar, good.
Some black pepper. A good amount of
Black pepper, okay. Usually we use peppercorn.
habanero.
What?
Habanero.
Habanero?
Hiya. Habanero don't even grow in Philippines. What you doing, sweet nephew?
Well, I mean, if you're making this at home, you can make adobo however you want. It's basically whatever you have on hand, and you make adobo out of it. But habaneros, one, they're hot, yeah, very hot. They're much hotter than jalapenos. And habaneros also have a very distinctive flavor. There are many different varieties of habaneros. So I used to grow habaneros when I was a kid. Well, some of them are hotter than others.
Usually Filipino food not even spicy. No need to put chili in there. But if you want to put chili, use Filipino chili.
Habanero. Habanero.
That's the weirdest reaction to chili. Oh.
Habanero. Habanero. Habanero.
Ooh, okay, habanero. Let me know, guys, how you think this video is going to turn out. Do you think it's going to turn out good? Do you think it's going to turn out maybe a little, different? Maybe a little more like Rachael Ray's? Let me know down below what you think the end result's going to be.
Okay, and we're going to mix this together, massage it.
You went for it with that habanero, by the way.
Massage it and put it in the
They're getting ignored again.
overnight. It gets better, okay?
Marinating, okay.
And we're going to strain the marinade. We're going to reserve the marinade. We're going to keep this. It's a lot of flavor.
Okay, good.
Uncle Roger's right. This is good. You do want to save that marinade. You don't want to throw it out. But then again, this is the Food Network, and our last video of the Food Network was the worst cooks in America. And if you haven't seen that video, then you should definitely see that video after seeing this one.
Then we're going to take a beautiful Dutch oven. We're going to sear it skin side down, get a really good color.
Searing okay, but that optional. And who making adobo in this fancy Le Creuset saucepan? Hiya. You know how expensive this shit is?
The thing is about good kitchen equipment, it can be very expensive, but just because you have good kitchen equipment doesn't mean that you're going to be a good chef. The most important thing to be a good chef is experience. The most important thing to make you into even a better chef is having the correct equipment.
Just spending money on saucepan, spending money on expensive soup, but the ingredient for adobo wrong? Why don't you spend money on Filipino cookbook instead? Hiya.
When they get nicely crusted, we're going to take them out,
Look nice?
put them on a dish. Look at all that. Look at all that crust in the bottom of the pan.
And you want to keep that skin on, and you need to. And what's beautiful about that skin, it creates like a flavor protector, an insulator.
Who is he? What is this about talking about chicken skin and insulator? It's already cooked.
Really, nobody care. about those two people. They keep talking and he keep ignoring. Why they there? Are they still getting paid by Food Network to be ignored? Must be nice. When Uncle Roger's still married to ex-wife Auntie Helen, I get ignored for free.
Oh, Uncle Roger, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that.
Some onion.
No, traditional adobo, no onion.
They're putting onions in this? Wow, they may not add enough garlic if they're putting onions in it. Let's see.
Some garlic.
Garlic, correct.
A little salt and pepper.
But wait,
too much because we have.
Wait. That it? That all the garlic you use? You just use it? What? That too little nephew suit guy. When Uncle Roger making adobo, I use like 10 or 20 whole clove of garlic. Just smush the whole clove and throw in pot. Nephew suit guy, use the right amount, not the white amount. For Asian cooking, garlic is like money. It never enough. Just putting 5 slices in there. Don't tease us with your 5 little slices of garlic. This guy treating garlic like truffle.
Well, that depends on the truffle. Truffles are very expensive. White truffles can be extremely expensive. Like anything, it's become a bigger industry, and today you can get truffles that are more readily available. They're not as expensive, but then again, if you want like some nice, expensive truffles, you're gonna have to pay. You will.
See that? It's not really, it's cooked. I just gathered all that stuff. And we're going to do another gathering by deglazing with the marinade.
Deglazing. What deglazing mean? Adding liquid to hot pan, which allow all the caramelized bits stuck to the bottom to release. Oh, so deglazing just mean using liquid to clean the pan?
Basically, yeah, it is. Deglazing is used to clean the pan. This is it.
Then just say that.
But normally when we deglaze, I like to use wine or even say spirits, alcohol, bourbon, whiskey, because then you get the extra flavors from the alcohol as well. You infuse into the dish, or the extra sugars that are in, like say a nice sweet wine. When you deglaze with a nice white wine, it makes the dish sweeter.
Life too short for this Le Cordon Bleu cooking school bullshit. Deglazing. Does this guy also say he deglazing his toilet instead of flushing?
The thing is about cooking, and just in the French kitchen alone, you have to know a lot, and I mean a lot of cooking terms just to be able to work in a normal French kitchen. And I did go over some of these terms as well in my cookery course. So if any of you guys don't know, I have a cooking course. I've had it online for now over a year. You can go to my website and check it out. It is a 4.5-hour course and you will learn a lot. It's from basics to more advanced cooking. So be sure to check that out after seeing this video.
Okay.
Very important in Filipino cooking with adobo is bay leaves.
Bay leaf correct? No, too little.
That's never enough, is it?
Plain old-fashioned water.
Water good. But I think that too much. It's gonna be so watery later.
No stock. Okay, you're gonna put that, the chicken skin side up, back in,
Yeah? Cook in the sauce, correct?
and we're gonna cook
This adobo gonna be so bland.
Oh, that's great.
He added way too much water to this. Mostly the sauce is just water. If you guys haven't seen our view of Andy making his pork adobo, it wasn't chicken, it was a pork adobo. He made a delicious looking pork adobo. And if you haven't seen that video, you should definitely check it out after seeing this one, because I'll tell you what, Andy's recipe, I'd like to remake. This recipe is looking a little...
But after you get this, look at
What? Don't clap. Clap for what? That watery as shit. Adobo is the opposite of woman. It can definitely be too wet. Oh god. Sorry, children.
Yeah, he's not sorry. He's been watching Austin Powers.
Maybe.
I know it.
It did sound a little wet, didn't it? Right at the end. Ooh.
I have rice, warm white rice with no seasoning.
White rice with no seasoning? Like what? He didn't add salt to the rice, so he didn't cook it with any salt. Nothing. Just boiled rice with nothing, just plain water. Oh my goodness, why? The dish is bland enough. You don't need to make the rice bland.
That's what we call plain rice in Asia. Just rice. Nobody say rice with no seasoning. Hiya. When you're eating bread, do you also say, oh, I'm eating bread with no spread? No, we just say we're eating bread.
Has all the seasoning you need here, right?
I want to see you react.
Rice look okay.
Hey, the habanero is in there. Go. A little of that beautiful sauce on top.
Beautiful sauce on top. That's very subjective, yeah, because to me, this doesn't look very beautiful, especially the sauce. It looks way too watery, and I don't think it has enough flavor. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't taste like anything, but I'm just saying that it doesn't look like it has an intense flavor to it.
Some parsley.
What? Did he say parsley?
Some parsley.
Parsley into Filipino adobo. Uncle Roger's so upset, I put my leg down from chair. Parsley don't belong in Asian food. You're not making pasta. Parsley and adobo. What the fuck? What the fuck?
The thing is, why add parsley and why add so much? Because keep in mind, these are cooking channels. Somebody is in charge of ordering all the ingredients for these recipes, or going to the store at least for the last minute things that they need. Yeah, someone's in charge for this. So why then do they never seem to have the correct ingredients when making some of these dishes? Or do they just run out? Because honestly, I don't think it would have been hard to nip down to the store to get some coriander or some spring onions. I don't think so. It's either that or they just don't know and they're just making something up. What do you guys think?
What type of Asian food got parsley in it? I think this nephew suit guy want to put cilantro or spring onion, but he cannot find, so he go, oh, this parsley, also small green leaf type of thing. Put that shit in there, nobody notice.
Uncle Roger, we really need to review Jamie making a paella together. Like seriously. And if somebody can find Jamie's actual paella that he deleted from the internet, that would be even better.
I was always served for me with lemon.
What?
Really?
Nobody eat adobo with... Uncle Roger, I eating adobo so many times now, never one time with lemon.
Lemon with adobo. But what are we making? Some fish and chips? Are we going to add some mushy peas on the side as well?
What you mean always serve with lemon? Where you eating your adobo? Jamie Oliver restaurant, is it?
Monsieur, thank you. Oh, slips right through.
I can smell it.
Look at that, too watery. Nephew suit guy, it all going okay. Until you add the parsley, and now it all fucked up. Uncle Roger's sad now.
Uncle Roger, you're not the only one that's sad now. Overall, I mean, you have to just look at some of these recipes that they make on the Food Network and BBC and everything. I'm not saying all of them are bad, it's just that this was a little like, what the hell is going on? I mean, seriously. Again, I'm not saying it's horrible, it's just something that I would not personally want to remake to test. I don't even want to test this recipe because I can tell right now that it's bland.
The perfect hangover food for me, oh, that's a lie. Oh, okay, the perfect hangover food for you is fried rice.
Hangover? This guy get hangover. He looks so young. Why he got baby face? And he MasterChef finalist also. Is this Asian version of Nephew Nick? Why that show always got so young looking boy on it? Is MasterChef Epstein's favorite TV show or something?
And this nasi goreng, my heritage, my culture, my country, from Indonesia.
Indonesian fried rice very different from Cantonese or Chinese style fried rice. The color a bit darker, flavor a bit heavier.
Remember that sambal we made earlier?
Sambal, correct?
It's going to be the perfect little foundation of flavors.
For those of you who don't know what sambal is a chili paste. Yeah, it's not chili jam. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if Jamie was having to substitute the chili jam for this. I don't think he was. But sambal is made with chilies, obviously, because it is a chili-based paste, but it also has, say, garlic, shallot, shrimp paste in it. So it has a lot of other ingredients in it. So it adds a lot of flavor to the dish that you're adding it to.
That look nice.
In your mouth. When?
Good start.
This is not like the regular fried rice like Uncle Roger, Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, all those guys. This is...
Hold up. Don't lump Uncle Roger, Gordon and Jamie in same sentence. That like lumping Greta Thunberg, Prince and Hitler all together. I know they're all vegetarian, but nowhere near as bad as Greta.
But honestly, like, this is next level. This, trust me, it's next level.
You can tell that he's very excited, no? Showing you how to make this. Very, very excited. It's good. You want enthusiasm.
It's perfect on a budget. easy to make, and you only need very, very few ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2.
That's how Uncle Roger feel when people tell me they like Jamie Oliver.
You only need such little ingredients for this. Rice is essential, making sure that it's at least a day old. Make sure that's
Correct? Day old rice, correct?
So I've got here's chicken.
The rice doesn't just need to be day-old rice, leftover rice. It needs to be a little on the harder side, yes? So if you way overcook the rice and it's mushy and then you saved it, it's still not the best rice to use. If the rice is a little drier, it's much easier to fry instead of it clumping together and being mushy. And he's also using chicken thighs. And chicken thighs are great because 1, they have a lot more flavor, and 2, they will not dry out as fast or as quickly as chicken breasts. Chicken thighs have a lot more fat in them, and for this reason, they're able to withstand the higher temperatures before drying out than chicken breasts.
Thigh fillet that I've chopped
Chicken
up.
thigh. Very good, nephew Reynold. Don't use chicken breast. It's drier than my ex-wife. Going down on her just like eating sawdust.
I've got my sambal, my
Egg good, sambal good,
fried shallots.
fried shallot good,
Seasoning.
salt,
We
yeah,
don't really need it because we got the seasoning right here.
correct.
And some oil. And there's one other key ingredient that you need. Okay, all right. I'm not outside, I'm inside my parents' home and I don't have a wok hay or a wok burner. So I've got my induction.
He's using an induction burner and a very teeny wok as well. So, you know, if you're in the same situation and you don't have space or whatever, you don't have any gas burners, it's lokai, that's what you have to do. If you can get a bigger wok and if you actually can use the gas burner with it, it'll be a massive difference than, say, using an induction. But if that's the space that you have, is how it is, it's perfectly fine.
Induction. You doing well so far, nephew Reynold. But now you use induction.
I'm inside my parents' home and I don't have a wok hay or...
And stop blaming your parent. What are you? White person in therapy.
So I've got my induction and my induction wok. I know I'm gonna get shat on by you guys or by Uncle Roger. There. Oh yeah, it's not good enough. Don't get the wok hay. This will be good enough, alright?
Is that supposed to be impression of me?
Oh yeah, it's not good enough. Don't get the wok hay.
It's so shit. Can't believe I'm getting roasted by someone who's still living with parent.
On with the heat. Bit of oil, peanut oil, grapeseed oil.
Okay,
As long as it's not olive oil.
correct. Don't use olive oil.
That in.
Whenever you're frying at high temperatures, you want to use another oil other than olive oil. Olive oil is very good for you, but it has a lower smoking point. And the smoking point is at which the oil starts to break down and then it can ignite. So if you use, say, peanut oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, these oils have a much higher smoking point, so they're much more suitable for frying at higher temperatures.
Usually with fried rice, you can have the eggs chucked in first and scrambled in, or you can have it last on top of your fried rice, sunny side up. But I'm going to do it both ways at the same time because I at least need 2 eggs in me.
2 egg? Why you so greedy, nephew Reynold? And why you say that like so dirty? You want 2 egg inside you?
Chicken in.
Chicken go in good. But you see, cooking on induction, it's so lame. It's like cooking on flat screen TV. Where the excitement? You need fire. Fire, always better than induction. It's better feeling. Billy Joel, he sing we didn't start the fire. He don't sing we didn't start the induction. That sound like terrible song already. And also, fire you can tell people. You want high heat, low heat, whatever. But induction, you tell people how hot you want it, and then you have to say 600. What 600 mean? If people ask you how hot something should be, and you say 600, you sound stupid. Fancy ass Bosch stainless steel dishwasher back there. But using the saddest single induction stove, that stove more single than Uncle Roger. Don't use it.
You want that heat to be hot.
Of course you want heat be hot. How else can heat be?
Chicken is partially cooked, chuck in your sambal.
It is more difficult whenever you're having to actually cook on an induction stovetop, and you have to be a little careful, yeah, because you don't want to be scratching the glass top. So this is why I prefer using gas other than electric or other than induction. It's much more efficient with electricity than a normal electric stovetop. And if you have to bring something up to a boil, like water, stock, anything like this, it cooks much more quickly than a gas burner or anything like this. So there are some pluses and minuses to using an induction, but it is a little difficult whenever you want to like toss the pot or fry or stir or anything. It's a little challenging.
Okay, sambal go in, nice. Coating the chicken and cooking sambal bring out more flavor. Good. Nice technique. Nice technique. Ooh. What the ooh for? Ooh. You're just putting shit in pan. Ooh for what? So easily impress this nephew. Is this his version of Jamie Oliver? Yeah!
Gonna add in my egg.
Papaya, learn how to crack with one hand, nephew Reynolds.
Scrambled egg into my chicken and sambal.
If you can teach yourself to crack with one hand, it's a great skill because it's much quicker than having to use both hands. But it's not just that, it's the fact that to avoid adding any shells or anything to the food, it is better to crack the egg into another little ramekin or another bowl and then add it, because you still may have a few shells here and there. And to also crack the egg on a flat surface instead of any edge. One, you won't have egg running down your pan if you're cracking on the side of the pan, and two, it's a little cleaner if you use a flat surface than actually using an edge or a countertop or anything like this. And as you can tell with the induction, whenever you have to move a pan like this, you're scratching that top continuously.
Another thing, see, tossing with induction stove, super annoying. Sometimes Uncle Roger cook on induction stove. I lift up wok from stove, and what happened? The stove turned off. Hiya, don't turn yourself off. What are you? My ex-wife, is it? Induction stove is the only stove that will go, I'm not in the mood today.
Now once my egg is in and cooked, next thing I'm going to do is add in my rice.
Yep, use hand good.
Use your hands.
Correct.
By feel, by my recipe. Oh, well.
Wasting food. Uncle Roger gonna use my hand and beat you up.
The Asian way, use your hands.
Asian people, we very good with our hand. Message to all the auntie out there. Sorry, children.
Day-old rice in. Give that a toss.
It's much easier to use, say, the wok spoon or a ladle to crush the rice than using a spatula. But if you are in this situation, then, you know, it is what it is. But it's much more efficient than just using a spatula. It's going to take you a little bit of time. When you're wanting to fry something, it's not just for wok, but also for like other pots and pans. Whenever you want to fry a product, you don't want to put a lot of ingredients into the pan, because instead of frying at high temperatures, you're going to drop the temperature and it's going to be boiling with all the moisture at the bottom of the pan. So anytime that you're frying, you want to use a bigger pan. That way the food has more surface space, more contact with the heat source. And that way you'll be able to fry much quicker and much easier.
Let's see, it's tossing. Tossing, okay.
Then you want to try and break up the rice as much as you can.
Breaking up rice, correct, but to make it easier, use ladle when you make egg fried rice. Like look at Uncle Wang. You use ladle. You can punch the rice. Easier to separate them. He's doing with spatula, so awkward.
Now there's one more key ingredient, the most important one as well.
MSG?
Is ketchup mayonnaise, which is...
You almost dropped it. Ketchup mayonnaise spill on ground, very hard to clean. Your floor gonna be sticky forever.
Ketchup mayonnaise is sweet soy sauce. It's much more sugary than normal soy sauce. So this is why Uncle Roger is saying that, you know, you don't want to drop it on the floor because it will stick. The other thing though is you want to add this at the end of the cooking process, because it has more sugar in it. It will start to burn much quicker than normal soy.
Sweet soy sauce. And that's going to give that sweetness into this dish.
But ketchup mayonnaise, correct. This is what make nasi goreng Indonesian. Ketchup mayonnaise.
You don't need too much seasoning because you've already got that MSG and that seasoning in the sambal.
His sambal got MSG. Not bad, not bad.
Can add some more sambal just for extra flavor. I'm going to turn my heat off, have a little taste.
Careful with metal spoon. Okay, at least it didn't scrape the non-stick pan.
Okay, baby. Just go, it's nice and charred, slightly smoky. That's good. Gonna add some salt for seasoning.
Oh, this guy. Sambal make you sneeze like this? Your Weizhou guy definitely white.
When I was on MasterChef and I made egg fried rice, the Chinese style, I got shut on by the judges saying it's too oily, but the flavors were there. And they said it's too much lapchong. Too much lapchong. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Uncle Roger agree with nephew Reynolds. No such thing as too much lapchong. Lapchong is Chinese sausage. It's the best thing. Only person Uncle Roger know who had enough of Chinese sausage is Auntie Helen. She left me and she on the bratwurst now. What is love?
I got shut on by the judges saying it's too oily, but the flavors were there. And they said it's too much lapchong.
MasterChef judge don't like oil and don't like sausage. Do they all have COVID? Because it seemed like they no taste.
Oh, so good. So good, I want to punch you in the face. So good.
This nephew got problem in his head. Hiya, so violent.
So good, I want to punch you in the face.
When he eat good food, he want to punch people. Feel scared for his girlfriend. Why your boyfriend punch you? Because I bring him to good restaurant.
I'm gonna start plating this. We ain't done yet.
The rice color look good. Very dark brown color, correct for nasi goreng.
Louis. I'm gonna quickly clean this wok. I'm gonna fry an egg. A little bit of oil. It's just a smidge.
Too little oil.
If you're making a quick sunny side up egg, this is fine. But how they fry an egg here in Spain, they use about 1 inch of oil, yeah? Really hot oil, and then you drop the egg in. You want to fry quick and hot. You want to develop a crispy coating on the outside of the egg, fully on the entire egg, on the top as well by splashing it with hot oil, and the center still needs to be runny. So you'll have that texture of the egg while having the yolk still runny. That makes a very, very good fried egg. But then again, you're using a lot of oil, and if you're doing this over a fire, ooh, it's a little bit of a fire hazard.
Asian fried egg is special technique. Need to use so much oil because then your fried egg gonna be crunchy. Look at this clip from Marion Kitchen. See how the egg drowning in oil? And special Asian technique. See how she spooned the oil to cook egg from the top? That's how you fry both sides of egg. So crunchy, so good. Uncle Roger hungry now. If you use so little oil, you're gonna end up making white people fried egg. It's the worst. It's just smooth and white and no texture. Hiya. Nephew Reynolds, why so little oil? Why? You use all the oil for hair gel, is it?
Isn't she lovely?
The other thing is, whenever you're frying, the oil's gonna spit. You don't want to worry about that. It's normal for it to spit. The only thing is, if you do have a gas burner, the worst thing you can do is react, freak out, and then tip the oil over the fire. Yeah, this is the worst thing that you can do. So the best thing when this happens is just to step back, or to wear like a longer sleeve shirt like we do in the kitchen, so you don't burn your arms while you're frying the eggs, because it will spit and you will get burns every now and then.
See? This is what I mean by white people fried egg.
Usually with fried egg.
Do you see difference between his fried egg and Asian style fried egg?
A fried egg.
You tell Uncle Roger which one look better to you.
Little seasoning of bawang goreng. Shallots.
Fried shallot, so graceful. Forget salt bay. We now got shallot ray.
All Indonesian homes have to have a prawn cracker.
Prawn cracker, good.
Bawang goreng as well.
Correct.
That prawn cracker, that's what we usually have with fried rice and everything else. Oh, there it is. No, it's actually here.
Fuyo, plastic box, good, good. And see how big it is. That is authentic Asian way. We love storing shit in plastic. Uncle Roger living with my nephew Nigel. He store rice in mason jar. Hiya. Uncle Roger so disappointed in him. The hell is mason jar? Who the hell is Mason? Why so white? So white.
And fried prawn crackers.
Nice. Just break it a bit, it's too big.
It's the perfect hangover food. Smoky, steamy, hot and spicy. full of flavor.
I think you did a really good job.
Stop posing. He's so full of himself. This nephew Reynolds look like guy who go to gym once a week and then post about it 5 times.
Let me know what you think, because I think it's pretty freaking awesome.
It look good.
Let's get the egg popped right in.
Yo, he make the egg squirting.
That's a perfect sunny side up egg. It's still runny.
Nice.
Oh man,
Not bad, nephew Reynolds.
spot on.
Scooping rice with prawn cracker, very Asian thing to do also. Only small mistake is the fried egg technique, not Asian enough. But this nasi goreng very authentic. When Uncle Roger go tour Australia this June, ticket link in description. Uncle Roger gonna check out your restaurant. Fui-yo!
I think that Reynolds did an excellent job. It's just a shame that we can't taste it, no? Because we can see it, but you can't eat it. But in any case, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know if you want me to review any other videos as well. I'm open to suggestions.
Hello niece and nephew, it's Uncle Roger. Today, Uncle Roger gonna react to this video requested by so many niece and nephew out there. It's Jamie Oliver making egg fried rice. Jamie Oliver is professional chef, very established, everybody know him. So Uncle Roger think this one is gonna be good. I've been to many of his restaurants.
When I was working in Brenner's Tavern in London, I never went to eat at one of Jamie's restaurants. I was too busy working all the time to go to eat at other restaurants. So I cannot say on the quality of his restaurants, but if anyone has eaten at his restaurants, then please let me know in the comments down below.
Niece and nephew, please smack the like button now like you slap a bag of rice. Don't make Uncle Roger sad. Smack like button. Now let's start the video.
Egg fried rice. It's an absolute classic. And I've got a
2 seconds into video and I already see saucepan. Hiya. Where your wok? Jamie, where your wok? Egg fried rice need to use wok because you need the wok, hey. Many people asking Uncle Roger, what is wok, hey? It is the breath of wok. When you cook with wok, the wok gives the food flavor. Get the wok, hey. No such thing as saucepan, hey. Jamie, you have 25 cookbook, but you can't afford 1 wok. Uncle Roger send you 1 wok for free, Jamie. No problem.
If you can use a wok to make fried rice, obviously you're gonna have better results, but it's one of those things. If you have a small kitchen and you don't have one, it's okay, that's how it is. You can use a saucepan if this is the only thing you have, or a larger pot if that's the only thing you have. But obviously if you do have a wok, it's easier. This is the proper thing to use, and if you have the space for a bigger wok or an actual wok station, it's even better.
I absolutely love making this recipe. Yes, you could do this as a side dish, no trouble at all. But actually, it's heading towards being a really beautiful dinner. So,
Wait,
yes, you could do this as a side dish.
Jamie say egg fried rice is side dish? When Uncle Roger growing up, when my mom make me egg fried rice, that is the main dish. I never tell my mom, oh mom, this egg fried rice is only side dish. Where the main dish? Where the main dish? I would have been beaten to death.
Yeah, I mean, egg fried rice, it's possible that in Western society, egg fried rice is kind of like the side dish. Yes, I mean, you can have a small bowl of egg fried rice, but if you go through all the work of actually making it, it's for the main meal. And, you know, you can add, say, chicken to it or seafood as well and make it a little more elaborated than what it looks like Jamie's going to be making today. So you can make it more interesting than just making a basic fried rice with green onions. But, well, let's see what happens.
So finally slice this up, and as this pan gets nice and hot, I'm going to go in with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And
What? 1 tablespoon of what?
I'm going to go in with 1 tablespoon of olive oil.
Olive oil for egg fried rice? Who use olive oil for egg fried rice? Why are you making salad? Olive oil is like white people oil, not suitable for Asian dishes like egg fried rice.
Now, we've seen this with Jamie a lot. He uses olive oil a lot. In Western society, we do use a lot of olive oil. The only problem is with olive oil is that it has a lower smoking point. And if you're going to be frying at high temperatures, it's not impossible. It's just that it's not the best oil to use. You know, it's just one of those things. If this is the only oil you have, it doesn't mean that you can't use it, especially if you're cooking at home. I mean, nobody's going to judge you if you're making this at home, but if you're trying to show someone and you have a lot of money, like Jamie does, filming this with a professional camera crew and with the producers and everybody else, you know, providing for you, then you could use more of the proper ingredients or techniques. So, one of those things.
And I'm gonna go straight in with the onions, and we'll get them sizzling straight away.
No. Spring onion is garnish. It's garnish. You put spring onion as the last thing in your meal, not the first thing in the frying pan. Hiya.
We'll get them sizzling straight away.
No, you don't sizzle spring onion. Nobody sizzles spring onion. If you cook spring onion now, it will wilt. It wilt. This should be garlic. First step should be garlic.
Yeah, I have to agree with Uncle Roger, yes. Green onions, they're the last thing that you add. Yeah, and if you do add them at the end, you add them for just a few seconds before then you serve, because otherwise they'll turn brown. They won't just wilt, they'll change colors. If we look at the fried rice that Chef Wang made and compare that to this, I think we'll see a big difference because his fried rice looked perfect. This is already looking to be a little bit on the side. So
This first 3 step all wrong already. I thought you professional chef, you have website and everything. Uncle Roger don't even have website and Uncle Roger know you fucked up.
And then I've got some packet pre-cooked rice. Yes, you can cook your own.
Packet. This guy owns so many restaurants and he still can't be bothered to make his own rice. Packet rice? Imagine if you go to Japanese restaurant and you ask for noodle and the chef gives you instant noodle.
everybody was talking about this being the worst fried rice because Jamie added chili jam. I've never seen this before, and I do all the shopping, yeah, and I've never seen packaged pre-cooked rice like this before, and let alone for a cooking video. For me, this is a little more important than just putting or not putting the chili jam or putting the chili jam in it. I don't know if he was in a hurry or obviously he didn't do the shopping and somebody else did it for him, but this is something this is a big no-no, yeah? Packaged rice. If it's the only thing that you have to use because this is your lifestyle, okay, but for a cooking video to show other people.
That is what this guy is doing.
Rice, white rice, 12 minutes. But for stir-fried rice, you have to drain it and chill it.
You have to chill it. He correct, but don't drain rice. Uncle Roger made a whole video, 12 million view now, of Auntie Hersha draining rice. Don't drain rice, but chill rice, correct. 45 seconds in, first thing he got correct.
So for me, that feels like a good cheat. You can hear it sizzling.
He actually used packaged rice for this though. To me, that's the worst thing that you could do for this recipe, besides the chili jam. But packaged rice.
You hear sizzling, I hear my ancestors crying.
It's fast, it's hot, it's furious. We're just gonna toss it around. Right, the next.
Oh, Uncle Roger don't like the look of this. He taking ingredient from this drawer and this drawer looks so white because Asian ingredient never come in jar. You ever notice that? Asian ingredient always come in plastic bag or bad packaging. If your packaging look this nice jar, nice bag over there, then it's not Asian ingredient.
Next ingredient. I have this in my home all the time now, chili jam. It's
What I tell you, it's not Asian ingredient. What he doing with chili jam? Let's see.
brilliant for cooking. It's got heat, but it's also got the sweetness and it's gonna kind of glaze.
Oh, no. Putting jam in rice. This is disgusting. Who put jam? First of all, what is chili jam?
I have to admit, the chili jam, the consistency of it looks a lot like jam. Now, Jamie's saying that it has spice to it, that it's sweet. So, okay, it's a little like sweet and sour sauce, maybe. But still, this is something that, I don't know, I'd have to taste it. But again, there's a difference when making something for yourself that you like and then making something, let's say, as the base recipe to show others. Because a lot of people that don't know, especially if you have a lot of influence, may take that as the actual recipe or the actual traditional thing. Now, if you say that this isn't how you make it, this is just my way of doing it, that gets you off the hook. Or if you don't have the ingredients. But guys, let me know in the comments down below what you think of the chili jam. But not just the chili jam, yeah? Let me know what you think of the other ingredients that he added, like the pre-cooked packaged rice.
Uncle Roger knows fresh chili, chili oil, chili flake. Never heard of chili jam. Is this how you trick white people to eating chili? You give them fresh chili, they go,
No, I don't actually like chili.
give them chili jam and they go,
Oh.
Chili jam is so weird thing to use. Jamie, do you know about sriracha? This is Asian chili, just use this. No need to use jam. What are you gonna put in there next?
You know, I go through like a bottle of sriracha at least every 3 weeks to a month. I love it. Chili jam, I've never tried it, I've never tasted it. Sweet and sour sauce I have quite a bit and I like it. I have never used it for fried rice. I would put sriracha in this after cooking, just to spice it up, you know, just for me, if it's not spicy enough. But chili jam,
Peanut butter. Okay, why do you go bake PB&J egg fried rice? How many things can a chef get wrong in one video? Hiya!
2 nice teaspoons go in to our pan and then just start tossing again.
He tossed very po, but he tossed all the wrong stuff. All style, no substance.
That'll start to coat every single rice grain and it'll shine in the most beautiful way.
I mean, it's pretty easy in this video to pick on Jamie, right? Because he has gotten quite a few things wrong, and I can tell that this is the video that made Uncle Roger super popular, because this is it's golden for Uncle Roger. Yeah, it's so easy to pick the things that he should have fixed.
And just give it a little splash of water.
Wait, what? What?
Oh, no.
No. In the middle of cooking, you put water. Oh my. Uncle Roger say, if your rice too wet, you fucked up. But if your rice too dry, you also fucked up.
This is a little trick that Jamie did with cooking the fried rice. I'm not just saying that this is a trick for the fried rice, this is for anything in general when you're cooking. Whenever the pan gets a little too hot or if it's a little too dry, you have a few choices. You can add more oil to it. If you need to, say, fry more, say if you're frying chicken or meat or vegetables like this, or if it's getting a little too hot, you can drop the temperature by adding a dash of water. Doing this with rice is a bit of a no-no because you don't want to add more more water to the rice. It does drop the temperature, but it can make it extra wet. It depends again on how much you add, but you know, it's just one of those things. You have to be careful.
At this stage, just push the rice up the side of the pan, like that, and then straight into the middle, we're gonna crack in 2 beautiful free-range eggs.
All right, now this is another little trick that my dad actually taught me. My dad was a chef. He worked in Asia for quite a while. You can make a hole in the middle of the pan and then add the eggs to the center of the pan. It's one method of doing it. It's not a bad method. It's just a different way of doing it.
Okay. Okay, the egg look good, egg look good.
And then it's time for the last ingredient, which again, to a lot of people...
He reaching for that shelf again. So Uncle Roger don't think it's gonna end well. Uncle Roger just don't like that shelf. I think it's wrong shelf for egg fried rice. Maybe during filming, they put the wrong shelf there. And Jamie's like, oh shit, you bought the wrong shelf. What I do now? And the filming people are like, we don't care. Just use whatever in the shelf.
People is a bit of a new ingredient. Tofu. Firm, silken tofu.
Tofu? Why your tofu in juice box? Who make your tofu? Capri Sun? When Uncle Roger buy tofu at Asian market, always come in plastic bag, plastic seal wrapping. No tofu look like juice box. What, are you gonna poke straw and drink your tofu?
50 grams. And what you can do is just break this up.
No,
and as
no.
that cooks...
No! No!
If you actually look at the tofu, yeah, if we take a quick look at it before Uncle Roger commentates on it, just breaking it up like that, it doesn't look nice. If you add it, say in cubes, okay, in fine dice cubes at the very end so it doesn't fall apart, this is, you know, a possibility. If you want to make it, say, a vegan option, then, you know, this is something that you can do.
He make Uncle Roger put my leg down from chair. Baking tofu like how Auntie Helen baked Uncle Roger hot. Asian cooking, when you cook tofu, you preserve the whole shape of tofu and serve to customer. This video, so many sad things happening. He wasted the spring onion. He wet the rice. And now he tear apart the tofu like paper.
And Uncle Roger forgot. He added the chili jam and, so far, no MSG. I don't really think MSG can save it at this point, but, you know, wow. Let's finish the video.
I don't know if Uncle Roger can go on. This depression is too much.
I want chunks of egg and I want little bits. So the nice thing about this stir-fried rice is it's kind of random.
What he say? What he say?
The nice thing about this stir-fried rice is it's kind of random.
Random is not compliment. You made food for your friend one day and your friend say, why your food so random? And Jamie say, oh my god, so random. Gonna start restaurant.
Jamie has to talk, yes, for his show. He has to say something. It's possible that he had a gaffe and he just said the wrong thing. I mean, it's common to say this all the time, especially when you're doing something live or, you know, you're in the midst of doing something you're not thinking and you say something. But this is true. It shouldn't be something random. It should be something that was intended. So it's not a random creation, because if it is a random creation and then you can't remember what you did, then it's going to be a little more difficult trying to recreate that if it's good.
Season with a little salt, give it a little toss.
Salt, again, no MSG. But Uncle Roger talk about MSG too many video now.
Mix it all up and then we're ready to serve. Get a bowl, put a little oil.
This guy loves olive oil like how Auntie Hersha love colander. He put olive oil on everything. Do you shower with olive oil also? Don't go get massage from Jamie Oliver. He will put olive oil on your body.
I understand why he's adding oil to the bowl. Yeah, it's to lubricate the bowl. It's not necessary. Jamie must have some really good quality olive oil as well if he's adding it to everything, because good olive oil, especially extra virgin, the strongest, the first press, has the most flavor to it. And in Italian and Spanish cuisine, you should see the amount of olive oil that they add to things here. But if you add this much oil to the rice, it's going to look like what the rice looks like now. It's going to look very wet.
Associated with being unhealthy. This has been made to be healthy.
If by healthy you mean disgusting, then Jamie, you are right.
You could have that as a meal. I think it's the time to have a little...
This rice looks so wet. Look at this. You can see your reflection inside. Mulan is gonna start singing when she sees this rice.
So silky and delicious. Looks fantastic. And it's really good fun.
I do understand that Jamie has been trying to make food healthier for many years now, and this is something that is a good thing, yes? We should be eating healthier, obviously, but cooking in general, cooking for yourself, is one step towards this process. I need to take a look at the ingredients on the chili jam, but I don't think something like the chili jam and the prepackaged rice and all these other things are that healthy for you. I do applaud him that he has tried to at least make food healthier for people, try to get people more interested in healthy food.
To make.
Jamie is professional chef. All the step he messed up. Does this guy hate rice or something? What else have he done with rice? Oh, this guy, I think he just hates rice in general. Maybe he's sponsored by potato company. They are competition.
There's another instance that Uncle Roger didn't look up, and that was an instance a few years ago with Jamie Oliver making a paella, but making a paella that was, of course it was with chorizo, because every chef outside of Spain makes it with chorizo because that's what they think that should go in it every time. But in any case, it really ticked off the locals here, like really ticked off the international Spanish community. And I guess that he was receiving threats and everything else. I mean, it was serious, and nothing should be taken that far. I mean, many other famous chefs have done, you know, paellas like that, but I don't know, Jamie, when he messes up, people tend to take it a little more serious.
Uno de los cocineros más famosos del mundo, el británico Jamie Oliver, ha provocado un enorme revuelo con su receta de la paella. La prepara con chorizo o con zanahorias.
Uncle Roger don't like this Jamie Oliver recipe. Too wet, no garlic, no MSG. He break the tofu, no wok. It's all wrong. Subscribe to Uncle Roger channel for more video. See you next time. Bye bye.
You know, to be honest, before reviewing this video, I was thinking, as everyone talks about the chili jam, that it was going to be, oh, okay, I expected just the chili jam. But the pre-cooked packaged rice, for me, that was number one. 2 was the chili jam. 3 was the water. for the garnish. Well, and of course no MSG, the tofu as well. Well, in any case, guys, let me know in the comments down below which ingredient you think was the wrong ingredient, or the matter of importance, which one should have been added first. Again, there's no reason to honestly pick on Jamie. He's been picked on quite a bit. He did obviously mess up, and there's no way to defend it. He messed up for this video, and at the end of the day, this is how it is. It was his own version of fried rice. Maybe not something that anyone would really want to eat. Not everybody, at least. Some people, but me, not quite. I would taste it, but me, I wouldn't order this.
Gordon just called out Uncle Roger.
Gordon Ramsay called out Uncle Roger, and we didn't actually see this video. Oh, we have to review this.
Some of my favourite dishes come from food stalls around Asia. And today, I'm transporting you back to that beautiful country, Indonesia.
I still can't believe that I missed this video. I swear that I recorded this before.
Are you ready for a delicious Asian noodle dish in just 10 minutes?
Indonesian noodle. So Gordon making mee goreng, that Indonesian for stir-fry noodle.
Mee goreng. So that means just stir-fry in general. This is like an umbrella term for all types of stir-fry. Anything can be stir-fry, basically. You have plenty of options. It's kind of like egg fried rice. You have plenty of options as well. Unless, of course, you're adding peas, which is a big no-no.
No, God!
Oscar, pan down, please. Right, beautiful noodles. Yeah, udon noodles.
What he say?
Beautiful noodles. Yeah, udon noodles.
Udon noodle, Japanese, mee goreng, just use egg noodle. Or even better, you can stir-fry Indomie instant noodle. That's super authentic way to make mee goreng. And mee goreng is very flexible dish. Anything can go in there anyway. Remember niece and nephew? Gordon nailed his egg fried rice. He get called Uncle Gordon. But then he fucked up ramen. So Uncle Roger take that title away from him. Let's see if he can win it back.
Well, let's see if Gordon puts his right foot forward on this one and puts in all his effort to try to impress Uncle Roger, because otherwise, it could be a bit of a mess up. I mean, Gordon's making an Asian dish today, and he's going to be trying to teach us an Asian dish that we can make in 10 minutes instead of from an actual Asian chef.
What do you want to know from me? Ask me.
Well, how is it?
Hmm?
Oh no, look at that face.
This is not pad thai at all.
This is sort of streaky, lean bacon.
Bacon? Bacon a bit weird. Let's see what he do with bacon.
I want the flavour from it, okay? So I'm going to cut nice, large noodles. The street food phenomenon in Indonesia is incredible. You can actually eat sometimes better on the street than you can in a restaurant. It's that good.
Correct. Indonesia street food, very good. But in not just Indonesia. If you go to Jamie Oliver restaurant and you eat the food there, you will realize even random shit from street tastes better than his food.
Emotional, damn it!
We're only a few minutes in, and we already burned Jamie Oliver. All jokes aside, for everyone that is in Indonesia, is that true? I mean, is the street food actually better than it is in some restaurants? Because if it is, this is good to know, especially when you're going to visit.
Bacon goes in, okay? And the secret here is to get a bit of texture.
I think he's trying to use bacon as replacement for pork lard. Maybe pork lard hard to find in West, so Gordon used bacon to cheat it. But Gordon, most people in Indonesia Muslim, they cannot eat bacon. Maybe Gordon bacon halal. Niece and nephew, anything can be halal if you put your mind to it.
In America, there is such a thing as turkey bacon. It's not real bacon.
Even smoky barbecue pork. Is it halal? Is smoky barbecue pork halal? Yes.
This happens more than you may think. When I was in we had our Arab chef. Long story short, he used to be on breakfast duty, and anytime they would run out of bacon on the buffet line, he would be in charge of the fryer. He was frying all the french fries and everything, and he would reheat the bacon in less than 30 seconds because it takes forever on the flat top. You just drop it in the fryer and that's it. The only problem is we didn't have like several different fryers, so one halal, one not. Everything went into the same one. So if the fryer tastes like bacon, it's going to make everything else taste like bacon. And I remember asking him one day, I said, are you sure you want to be doing that? Because, you know, halal and everything. And, well, let's just say that ignorance is bliss.
Sauce important.
I like it quite spicy. I like it quite sort of acidic. In goes the minced garlic.
Garlic, okay.
Ginger.
Ginger, okay.
That makes it a lot more fragrant. Some brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
Full sweet brown sugar.
Gordon just said that he likes it acidic. He said the same thing with the grilled cheese video.
The acidity in this kimchi is incredible.
Acidity for what? Nobody eating sandwich and then thinking, you know what this sandwich need more of? Acidity.
A little bit of togarashi spice.
Togarashi, that Japanese again, hiya.
2 parts soy.
Soy sauce, good. I like how Gordon pour using feeling also. Fuyo, that how you know he good chef. He just throw. Also, using soy sauce and brown sugar correct because Indonesian fried noodle. Most important ingredient in there is sweet soy sauce, kicap manis. Gordon know hard to get kicap manis in Western countries, so he make his own. Not bad, not bad. Remember for Asian cooking, don't use white sugar. White sugar for uncultured people.
Now, I've spoken about this in past videos, but I'll just say it again quickly. You don't just have one type of sugar. We actually get sugar from several different sources. We get it from sugar cane, beetroots, and palm sugar. Well, long story short, super processed, highly refined white sugar isn't good for you. And this is probably one reason why Jamie Oliver had a campaign to try to get rid of it.
You know, why sugary sweetened drinks, the single largest source of sugar in our kids' and teenagers' diet, was due a tax, and why we should back it up. I mean, the word tax is not something that people see for good, but this is a tax for good.
Part soy. Okay, so literally 3 tablespoons of soy sauce.
3 tablespoons, and then he pour half the bottle. Hiya.
1 nice tablespoon of oyster sauce.
Oyster sauce.
Really good mix, okay?
Uncle Roger prefer if you use shrimp paste. But Uncle Roger know, shrimp paste is white people kryptonite. It killed them all. They can't handle the smell. Only Asian people can handle shrimp paste. It's an Asian privilege. If you have white people friend come visit you and they don't leave just microwave shrimp paste, they fuck off instantly.
The thing is with shrimp paste is even in a few types of curries like mayploy. The problem is with shrimp paste is that if somebody has a seafood allergy or shellfish allergy, it can be deadly. So it's not a good idea to use it if somebody has an allergy. Now, if you do have a seafood allergy, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're allergic to all types of shellfish. For instance, when I touch shrimp, my hands break out. That never used to happen when I was a kid, but now it does. I can, however, easily pick and eat crab, and I have no issue.
1 nice tablespoon of oyster sauce. A nice teaspoon of ground coriander.
Gordon used feeling for all the ingredients so far. But then why you have kitchen scale at the back there, Gordon? Why? Has Nigella been around to cut her white powder?
Now, the flavors in there are incredible. I like to get this sauce made up literally
Gordon, why use whisk? Whisk is the worst kitchen utensil. Niece and nephew, you ever put whisk in your kitchen drawer? And then what happened? Kitchen drawer cannot open. Hiya. Whisk will fuck up your drawer. Don't use whisk. Proper Asian way. You want to mix things? Just use chopstick to mix. Use chopstick.
I do have a feeling that quite a few pastry chefs would have a bit of a bone to pick with Uncle Roger with that statement, because the whisk is like super important in pastry. But there is a big difference with having a whisk that is a small little whisk that you can use for simple things, or having a massive balloon whisk. Long story short, you just need to get a bigger kitchen.
Calm down, man. Look, that fat now is coming out the bacon. Okay.
If you're cameraman in video, you fucked up. Look at the back there. The only cookbook Gordon have is his own. I think Gordon in love with himself.
Well, Uncle Roger, you haven't seen Gino de Campo, because when he cooks, he normally has like 20 of his cookbooks behind him.
What you have to do, you roll out the sheet until more or less the same size of this other sheet.
But honestly, Uncle Roger, do you want Gordon to have a couple like Jamie Oliver or Rachael Ray cookbooks in his collection? Because honestly, I don't think he has any.
Wow, that's delicious. It's sharp. I'm going to just increase that sort of soy richness, darkness in there. And
nice feeling again. Always taste while you cook.
That's very good. It's nice and thick, not too watery, but every mouthful is packed with that wonderful Asian flavour.
Wonderful Asian flavor. That sound a bit dirty. Uncle Roger, like, I'm gonna use that phrase with all the new auntie. Sorry, children. Hello, auntie, what you doing? Would you like a mouthful of wonderful Asian flavor? But seriously, wonderful Asian flavor sound very vague because Asia, big place. You say Asian flavor, nobody have idea of what it actually tastes like. That like saying you should try this sauce, it tastes very black. Or you should try this food, it tastes very white. Actually, that one kind of work.
It's just one of those things. I don't think Gordon means any disrespect by that. It's just like when we're in the US, we think of Europe as like one entity because we talk about France being part of Europe, Germany being part of Europe. But when you're in Europe, the individual countries are individual countries. They're not like the states back home in the US. It's not a federation.
Eggs. Always crack on a flat surface into the pan.
Yo, that impressive.
And
nice. Cracking egg with one hand. It like taking bra off with one hand. Important skill to master in life.
You can definitely tell that this is one of Uncle Roger's older videos because he tends to be more raunchy in his older videos than his newer ones. It's quite dirty, actually.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
Oscar, back onto the heat. But look, take the tip of the whisk.
But look at what? Hiya, go back a bit, go back. See? That don't even look like stir-fry noodle. That look like white people breakfast, egg and bacon. This look like stuff British people eat when they hang over. Where the mee goreng? Where?
And just break that up. Break that up.
You probably thinking Uncle Roger gonna say, hiya, don't use metal utensil in non-stick pan. But actually, Gordon have special pan, it non-stick, but you can use metal in there free. Uncle Roger know this because I meet Gordon recently. It a dream come true.
Yeah, still waiting for my dream, Uncle Roger.
Gordon give me his special pan, so thank you very much, Gordon. See, this the wok Gordon give me. See, I just put it here, easy access. So when people ask Uncle Roger, where my wok? Where my wok? I go, it right there. The inside non-stick, but you can use metal spoon in there. See? Using metal in non-stick pan, like saying nice thing about Auntie Helen. It still feels so wrong.
From there.
I did do a sponsorship for Hexclad, and if Hexclad you're watching again, I'll be more than willing to do another one. With their specific design of their pans, you can use their pans with like spatulas and utensils.
Take your noodles and lay those noodles over those eggs.
Finally, the noodle go in.
It's incredible. Press them down into the eggs and the bacon.
Don't use your hand, you're gonna burn yourself.
A little season Togarashi spice.
Togarashi again? Is this Gordon's version of MSG or something? Hiya, why use it so many times, Gordon? It's okay to use regular chili powder. No need so fancy.
Maybe like Hexclad and all the other brands that are supporting Gordon, he's being sponsored by them. It's possible. But if we just take a quick look at Gordon's frying pan, we can see that he has way too much in the frying pan. If you put so much food in the pan, it can start boiling whatever you're cooking instead of frying it. This is why having a wok would be actually a lot better than using this frying pan today. It's just maybe a little more difficult to see everything because, you know, you have to angle the camera down into the wok instead of a frying pan. It's shallow.
Okay, and start caramelizing that really nicely. Now, the Asian greens, okay?
Asian greens? That's what Uncle Roger call my money.
Just
nice slicing.
Thinly. The leaves are really tasty. You can hear those noodles sort of...
Tasty? No, all vegetable taste like sap.
You know, I honestly don't think Popeye would agree with that statement. That's why he had big forearms. He kept eating spinach.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Over, and then bang, look. This is going to send Uncle Roger into overdrive.
What?
Trust me.
You know it's going to make me angry and you still do?
Well, this is true. He would still do it even if it made him angry. Doesn't matter.
Now, I know I'm using a frying pan and he loves the wok, but trust me, I've been to Indonesia more times than he has. Let me tell you. The sauce.
Did Gordon just call out Uncle Roger?
Trust me, I've been to Indonesia more times than he has. Let me tell you.
Go Indonesia so many times for what? You still use wrong noodle, hiya. Not everybody rich like you, Gordon. Can fly here, fly there. When Uncle Roger get money, I gonna go to Indonesia also. Maybe I do my stand-up tour there. What you think, niece and nephew?
Well, I would believe that Uncle Roger by now does have money, and he did open a restaurant in his home country. Well, he needs to open one here in Europe so I can visit and be a lot closer than, you know, flying halfway around the world.
Large spring onions, and just go on an angle, okay?
Good.
Them up, and they go in on top. Beautiful. Some coriander, some bean sprouts. Plant those sprouts over there.
Mee goreng, same like egg fried rice. Everything must be prepared and then go in at once. That good.
Needs to go. Whack up the heat, touch of salt, and now we start mixing, okay? I give that a really good toss.
Okay. See, that's why you need to use wok. There's too much shit in the frying pan. There's not enough space for the food to move and cook.
Even Uncle Roger agrees. Now, do you think that Gordon doesn't know this? He knows it. It's just that it could be, for instance, that he doesn't have a big enough sauté pan. It's possible, and this was the only one.
You got, just pan down, please, Oscar. Just check this out. Got that crispiness in the bacon.
See, everything stacking on top of each other. Hiya, Gordon. You used to be wok fuckboy. You got so many wok. What happened to you now? Now you're just cooking with one frying pan? Just use wok. Don't wok block yourself.
Now, this isn't just for stir fry, but anytime that you want to sauté, when you want to cook hot and fast, you want to get color on your food, it's important not to overcrowd your pan. If you have to, especially when you're sautéing veggies or anything, and you only have a small pan, you have to do it in batches. Otherwise, when you overcrowd the pan, you will boil the veg or the food, and you don't want to do that. When you give the food color, when you give it that nice brown color, that adds flavor.
All of a sudden it's starting to form. It's beautiful.
This overcrowded. See his pan? Overcrowded.
Tasty dish. Now, before that comes out,
his pan more overcrowded than Japanese train. Hiya.
Uncle Roger, watch carefully. From there.
Okay, I'm watching.
Sauce, fresh ginger, fresh garlic, soy. Now, one more toss.
Watch. You're just putting sauce on noodle. Wow, so excitement, so adrenaline. I don't know if my heart can handle this level of excitement. Sauce on noodle.
But Uncle Roger, it's not that he added your sauce on noodle, it's the way that he added it. It's the elegancy that he added it to the pan instead of just dumping it on the noodles like, well, some other people would do and that we've seen as well.
Whoa, that shot right back at me.
Too much sauce, you're going to drown it. Just coat those noodles so they're lightly glazed, but you don't want it soggy. Nothing worse than a soggy noodle, let me tell you.
Hiya, how Gordon know the reason my ex-wife left? All my nephew out there, you ever have your noodle get so soggy and you look at your noodle and you go, hiya, why so weak? So weak.
There should definitely be like a sorry children in this moment. I mean, we turn everything dirty, don't we? Simba, say hi real quick. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. You've gotten big, haven't you, huh? You don't care anymore about the camera, but you're heavy. Okay, I'll let you down.
Turn that over. And now, see the color. Please, Oscar, pan down. Pan down, Uncle Roger.
Or as Gordon used to say, Oscar, do your bloody job and get in there, now.
Open your eyes. Look, beautiful.
Open my eye? My eye open, Gordon. Just because I Asian and my eye small, don't mean it close, okay?
Chili, ginger. Off. And when we come to serve, generously done. The smell is incredible. Let's be honest. There's nothing there for 2 or 3 of you. And there we go. Amazing Indonesian street food phenomenon.
Fuyo, it look good, Gordon. Look good and done in 10 minutes. So fast. Most impressive thing is that he make his own ketchup manis.
I agree. I think it needs just a little bit of sriracha and it'd be fine.
Uncle Roger, maybe I add some shrimp paste, some sesame oil, and of course some MSG. But cannot give you uncle title back because you use udon noodle. Hiya. This much better than Gordon ramen video. I give him that. But Gordon, you used to be wok fuckboy. What happened to your wok? Did you send Uncle Roger your last wok? because I can send it back to you, no worry. Just let me know. Please go back to being wok fuckboy. Frying pan fuckboy don't sound as good. If you have whisk at home, throw it out, give it to your enemy. Fuck up their drawer.
I agree with Uncle Roger. Gordon did a fantastic job. However, since I'm not a specialist on Indonesian street food, I can't critique it like I can with many other dishes, especially like French or Western dishes, but I still think he did pretty good. Much better than what we would say a lot of other people or influencers would do and other celebrity chefs.
Rachael Ray, the American Jamie Oliver, the Karen of cooking. She destroyed pho, she destroyed pad thai. Today, let's see if she destroyed Filipino adobo.
It's a Filipino classic, chicken adobo.
Let's see how this one turns out, because the other two were, well, I won't tell you guys if you haven't seen those videos, but they were, how do you put it, interesting, you know? I mean, they weren't really like authentic, and she definitely put her own twist on them. So if you haven't seen them, I'll leave a link down below for you guys to check those out.
So you start with a big old Dutch oven and brown up 2 pieces of chicken per adult portion. Okay, so if you're entertaining 6 people, do 12 pieces.
6 people, 12 pieces. This depends on how much your guests actually eat and if they're children, because children don't normally eat as much as adults. So if you do have about 6 people, I would put maybe a little more than 12 pieces in. If it's really good and people like it, they may want more. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm talking about this recipe.
You brown that in some olive oil.
Olive oil, no olive oil for Asian food. Olive oil and Asian food, just like carbon fiber and submarine, they don't go together. Uncle Roger gonna start a group called Just Stop Olive Oil.
In the bottom of your Dutch
browning correct.
Until it's nice and crispy on both sides.
Of course, if this is the only thing that you have at home, I mean, nobody's going to be like, you know, calling you out on it. But when you're actually showing people how to cook, maybe more of an authentic dish, it is a better idea to use more of a neutral flavored oil. There are some dishes, especially with more Asian dishes, that the flavor of the olive oil doesn't mix well with some of the ingredients. It doesn't go well.
Now it's gonna get spicy and good.
Why she suddenly sound like that?
It's gonna get spicy and good.
Why her voice like that? Spicy and good. What kind of ghost possessed her? Is it the ghost of bad cooking? Because adobo not supposed to be spicy.
Well, when you put an emphasis on the way that she said it with a super deep voice, yeah, it doesn't sound that good. But spicy, I wonder what she's going to be adding to this to make it spicy.
Now we're gonna add just a drizzle more oil because I barely got any dripping.
Even more olive oil.
The first level of is coarse black pepper.
Black pepper,
2
correct?
tablespoons. Don't be cheap on the black pepper. It's essential in the dish.
But,
so I'm just eyeballing.
But it's a bit weird to throw black pepper in now. Usually we add black pepper into the marinade, not straight into oil like this. It's gonna get burnt.
Pot. Coarse black pepper.
There are many different ways with making adobo, but it is a little bizarre that she add cracked peppercorn to the oil, because you can toast the peppercorns beforehand, and toasting brings out more aroma, more fragrance from the peppers, which is a good thing. You want that.
We're going to reserve half of the chilies.
Chili wrong.
The dish, and we're going to add half to the pot.
Even if chili correct, why are you using jalapeno? That's Mexican. If you want to use chili, use Filipino chili, siling labuyo.
I'm impressed. Uncle Roger knows his chili peppers. Now, if you can't get this specific type of chili, because sometimes, you know, ingredients can be a little difficult to find, you can substitute, I would say, with Thai jalapenos. They can be hot sometimes, but if you actually rate them on the Scoville units, they're not the hottest chili, and they do have a flavor that does add to the dish.
Of literally bulbs of crushed garlic.
Garlic good.
Really sweet.
Lot of garlic
in the sauce.
Nice.
Lots of fresh bay. Fresh bay.
Bay leaf good. And fresh bay is gonna be Uncle Roger OnlyFans nickname.
I would like to know why she isn't marinating the chicken first, because if you have to marinate something, this is usually the longest thing in the recipe. You do that first so it has time to marinate, and then you work on the other ingredients or the other processes that aren't as long.
That is stir, and it will clear out your sinuses, by the by. So keep your head back a little bit from the pot. And then a large bunch of scallions or green onions when they're
Spring onion, Uncle Roger don't cook inside the adobo. Uncle Roger just use spring onion at the end like topping. Or as Jamie Oliver like to call it, spring onion is pimpage.
The ultimate pimpage.
What was the other word that Jamie likes to use with his recipes?
Gnarly on both sides.
Gnarly. That's the word. Now, if we just take a quick look how Rachel has organized her workspace, the way that she has this set up is not practical. Why? Because she has all the cut and prepped ingredients in the middle of the cutting board, the bottles right next to the pan, and she could easily knock one of those bottles while she's putting the ingredients into the pot.
And we put the whites in the pot and reserve the tops or the greens for when the dish is done.
Okay, at least she got some at end.
Now we're gonna add 3/4 cup of vinegar.
Vinegar, correct? But Uncle Roger won't put vinegar straight in hot pan like that also. It's gonna reduce too much. Your adobo gonna be more sour than my ex-wife.
Pouring a lot of vinegar in there, and it depends on what type of vinegar she's using as well, because not every vinegar has the same acidity.
That's about 6 turns of the pan.
What? What'd she say?
What?
That's about 6 turns of the pan.
6 turn of pan? What kind of bullshit measurement is that? Surely it depends on how fast you pour, how big the pan is, everything. That's like asking someone how long you're gonna take. Oh, not long, just like 6 walk in the park. If you want to give bullshit measurement like this, just say use feeling, okay? Use feeling. Just pour vinegar, listen to your ancestor spirit.
That's about 6 turns of the pan.
This is not how you measure ingredients. This kind of reminds me of her pad thai video with the sugar.
Pourable light brown sugar.
1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoon, 3 tablespoon.
It's a completely different measuring system that I've never heard of.
That's about 6 turns of the pan. That will also clear your sinuses out, so back it up.
This woman just obsessed with clearing her sinuses. Your sinus got problem, just go see doctor.
A lot of you guys have said in the previous videos that she seemed a little tipsy, and she does seem quite lively in this one. I mean, if you compare the two, she really seems like lively or more sober.
And then we're gonna put in about the exact same amount of soy, or I'm using tamari.
Tamari? What is tamari? So tamari just means gluten-free soy sauce? Miss Rachel, why you like soy sauce for weak people? Why? Who these weak people who can't handle soy sauce? Who get killed by soy sauce? In Asia, almost every meal has soy sauce. How you live your life? Imagine at your funeral, people go, he died doing what he loved. Eating dim sum. Just use regular soy sauce. Or if you want to impress Filipino people, use Silver Swan brand.
Uncle Roger, if you're seeing this, you should really check out Joshua's chicken adobo recipe and Andy's pork adobo recipe, because both of those were really good. She's still not marinating the chicken, so I assume she's just going to cook the chicken in the liquid and that's it.
Or I'm using tamari H soy sauce.
How many turn of pan is that?
Okay.
It's like 3 or 4.
And then we're going to sweeten it up with about 2 tablespoons of light brown sugar.
Sugar good.
Nice coating over the top.
Palm sugar would also be a good ingredient to use. If you don't have it, of course, then you can substitute. That's not an issue.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
That voice coming out again.
But it smells so good.
Uncle Roger, don't feel comfortable.
When you put it like that, of course you don't feel comfortable. It sounds like something out of a horror movie.
And now we're going to drop the heat way down.
Correct.
And let the chicken cook to finish through.
Nice. Okay, at least you put chicken back in.
Will come out.
You can just leave chicken in there and cook all in one pot. No need to separate out. But so far, so good. Miss Rachel, big improvement. Except for olive oil, all the steps actually pretty correct. Just have to leave it in pot, let it cook, and your adobo gonna be okay. Uncle Roger think this might actually turn out decent. Famous last word.
Did Uncle Roger speak too soon?
We're gonna leave this covered and simmering for about 35 minutes. Lid on.
Nice.
Heat way down. Garlic rice is a really big deal in Filipino cooking.
Correct. Garlic rice, classic Filipino dish.
So we're gonna take another whole bulb of garlic, crush it, and throw it into chicken stock.
What?
We're gonna
No, you don't boil garlic. Hiya. Garlic rice, you just fry the garlic, fry the rice, and put together. That's it. You're boiling garlic.
You see, these little steps are things that make these recipes so different. I hope she's going to take the garlic out at the end, because otherwise when you're eating the adobo with the rice, you're just going to have a big piece of garlic. I don't know, maybe she wants to take it out.
cook our rice in chicken stock rather than in water so that extra flavor.
In any cooking show, if Uncle Roger see rice going into saucepan, I know it's not gonna end well.
It's up to a boil. Now we're gonna reduce to simmer, and I'm going to add coriander seed.
Coriander seed? No! What the hell? Why are you putting random shit into your rice? You put coriander seed in like this when the rice done cooking. You're not gonna be able to take the seed out. You're eating fluffy rice and then suddenly you got crunchy coriander seed in there. Who wants that? You're gonna break your tooth.
This kind of reminds me of Jamie adding some chickpeas or garbanzos to the rice in the kind of butter chicken. If you're gonna be cooking the coriander seeds that long with the rice, you shouldn't break a tooth. Unless you get like a pebble, then you might.
Lid on, you know the drill here.
The drill is to use rice cooker.
And let that cook up about 15 minutes, turn it off, let it stand 5 minutes more. For our chicken that's just been gently simmering,
but at least the adobo look okay.
We're gonna take it back out, and then we're gonna turn the heat up because now we have all the juice from the chicken itself.
When you're reducing the liquid, if it's not thick enough and it's still too runny, you can add a little slurry of cornstarch to that. Not too much, but a little, and it'll help thicken it.
I fished out the 5 fresh bay leaves from our adobo sauce for our chicken. Meanwhile, I cooked rice. Now I'm gonna finish with a nice fat sprinkle of toasted sesame.
No.
Gives it a great extra crunch.
Oh my god, niece and nephew. Look at this rice. That rice look disgusting. A clumpy rice with raw boiled garlic and coriander seed lying around. Uncle Roger's so upset I have to put my leg down from chair. Hiya. Niece Rachel, what you doing? The adobo looking okay. All that left to do is to make plain simple white rice. And you still fuck it up, hiya.
He's right, she could have just made some simple white rice, or she could have fried the rice if she really wanted some actual texture with it, instead of boiling the rice with crispy things. Chicken stock, garlic, coriander seeds, and now sesame seeds.
Hiya.
With a nice fat sprinkle of toasted sesame.
You don't need sesame seed. You need Jesus.
You need Jesus.
And anything that adds texture and flavor, I say go for it.
No, don't just...
And anything that adds texture and flavor, I say go for it.
What is white people obsession with texture? Plain white rice, the texture perfect. No need to add random shit texture to it. What the hell? Asian people, we eating white rice for millions of years. It's good enough for us. Fuck your texture. Texture not something you put to fix your shit food.
I admit, I think she would actually benefit from using a rice cooker.
Toasted seed, sesame and coriander, lots of garlic, and pour that sauce down over our chicken.
The adobo actually look good.
And then we're gonna top the chicken with our jalapeno.
Jalapeno wrong?
Our green onions.
Green onion, okay.
Why even add jalapenos?
A little cilantro or parsley.
Cilantro or parsley? No. You're making the same mistake nephew suit guy make. Parsley in adobo.
A little cilantro or parsley.
And also cilantro and parsley, not the same thing. How can professional chef not know this? Just because they both tiny green leaf? Parsley and cilantro still completely different thing. One tastes like shit, the other tastes like cilantro.
Coriander seed in the rice.
She's a wannabe chef, a self-made celebrity chef actually, and therein lies the problem. Flat leaf parsley has a strong flavor, but it does not have the same flavor as cilantro. If you like it, okay, that's fine, but I prefer cilantro when and where I can use it. I love cilantro. Not everyone does. Some people say it tastes like soap, but I love it.
Nice!
And there's that voice that scares Uncle Roger.
clapping. Stop clapping. How they get this audience in?
Oh, do you want to check out professional chef destroying rice? Come, I got just the show for you.
The video such promising start, and then niece Rachel just lose her way with the rice. Hiya. Niece and nephew, my next video, Uncle Roger gonna make adobo. Show you how it's done. So subscribe now if you haven't. Bye-bye.
To be fair, it is pretty hard to really mess up adobo. I mean, of course you still can. If you want to see two good adobo recipes or Filipino adobo recipes, then check out Joshua's video and Andy's as well, because both of them were really good.
Today, we're gonna review Chef Wang, aka...
His birthday is 1 month after my birthday. My birthday is in May. Quite close.
Wang Gang, home-style egg fried rice with spring onion. Chef Wang is famous Chinese chef. His video will be in Mandarin, but Uncle Roger, good uncle, will put subtitle for you. Don't be pussy. Learn to read.
Hello， 大家好，我们昨天饭煮多了，放在冰箱里面冻得比较硬，结果冷饭之后拿来炒饭。
See, this is the great thing about making fried rice, is that it's not necessary to just make the rice for it. Yeah, you can use the leftover rice from your previous meal or something and then make the fried rice. Albeit though, if you are going to make like a lot of fried rice, well then you need to make sure that you have enough. But still, it's one of these great recipes that you use the leftovers.
Leftover cold rice for fried rice. Good start. Uncle Roger liked this video already. Chef Wang cooking for his uncle. But you don't even need to tell me this is uncle, because everything about this guy scream Chinese uncle. Uncle Roger like his fashion. Maybe I should wear wife beater like him.
Both of them are wearing orange. Interesting.
Okay, if this video get 100,000 likes, Uncle Roger will wear orange sleeveless shirt, just like Chef Wang uncle.
That goes for me too, yeah? If we get maybe not to 100,000, but let's say 30,000, 20,000 likes, then I'll wear the same shirt that his uncle's wearing.
So niece and nephew, do it. Hit like now.
The
other thing with the rice is that if you really overcook the rice, it's not good for fried rice, yeah? It needs to be a little on the hard side. You don't want clumpy, mushy, like really soft overcooked rice for it. So this is one thing to keep in mind.
Egg good. Chili good.
版本的蛋炒饭吧。这个鸡蛋的话打进去，不用搅它。
If we take a quick look at his cutting board, he's using a massive round or a tree trunk round, yeah? When you cut a piece of wood or anything like this is what he's using. Now in the Western kitchens, we don't tend to use, well, firstly, we don't use a lot of wood in the kitchen because it's not prohibited. If we do use wood, it's only, say, for the butcher blocks. This would be more like for the butcher block. In the Western kitchens, we tend to use rectangular cutting boards, and they do tend to be quite thin, which I don't like. Here in Spain, we use rectangular cutting boards, but they're extremely thick. They're heavy. The benefit to using a heavy board like he's using also, it's not going to move very easily. And you can also put, say, some damp cloths underneath it, so it helps it not to move. But if it has a little bit of weight to it, it's better. The only thing is you have to be careful when using such a heavy cutting board, because if it does fall off the table, which has happened quite a few times in the kitchen, if the point lands on your foot, forget about it, you'll lose it. It's just something to keep in mind. Alright, now we can also see that he's using the one-hand technique with cracking an egg. This is easy, yeah? I learned to do this when I was a kid. It just takes a little bit of practice. And it's better to crack the egg on a flat surface than on the rim or the edge of a bowl. There's really no need to do that. One, you're going to get eggshells into the egg, and two, it's a little slower and you may tip the bowl. Anyway, there is another method on cracking an egg that my French chef taught me. It's by taking two eggs, cracking one against each other, and one will always break.
His egg cracking technique so smooth. Tap, crack and throw all in one fluid motion. Chef Wang have more talent in one hand than Jamie Oliver have in his whole body. And his uncle just standing there looking.
I have never seen Jamie Oliver like respond to Uncle Roger, but he picks on him a lot. I think Uncle Roger found a gold mine with Jamie. An absolute gold mine.
Pass at all. Typical Asian uncle. He break egg like how ex-wife Auntie Helen break Uncle Roger heart. Make it look so effortless.
这个辣椒我们直接切成颗粒就行了。
It's chopping quite smooth also.
This is another little trick that we use in the kitchen when having to cut vegetables or anything quickly. He's taken a lot of chilies, he's collected them, and he's just slicing them all at once instead of slicing 2 or 3 at a time. When you get better with a knife, you can start adding more product to when you're slicing, let's say onions, carrots, celery, whatever it may be. You can start adding a little more. In the beginning, I wouldn't suggest it if you're not comfortable with a knife because it's easy to cut yourself. Normally, in the Western kitchen, the only time that we use a knife like this is the cleaver. Now, obviously, he doesn't have this type of knife. He has the Chinese chef's knife, which is much thinner, and if you use it for bone, you can chip, like any knife. Now, there are some benefits to using a Chinese knife versus a Western chef's knife. One, you can cut more product and double it as a spatula, which helps a lot whenever you're cooking a lot of products. In the Western kitchens, we do use the chef's knife as a spatula to pick up food. As you can tell with the chef's knife tapering at the end, we don't have a lot of space to pick anything up. With the Chinese knife, you do. The other thing is that you have to hold the chef's knife or the Chinese knife a little differently than, say, how I hold my Wusthof or your Western knives. You don't want to put a finger on top of the knife. Some home cooks do, it's fine if you do and this is your method, but if you're there for hours on end cutting, your finger, this joint here, is going to get very sore. Yes, so it's always good to have the finger off to the side. And then for the Chinese knives, obviously they're a little bigger, the blades are bigger, so you may have to use 2 fingers like Chef Wang. I absolutely love using Chinese knives. Mine is back home in the US and I need to get another one.
That another Asian uncle behavior. Asian uncle like me, we are so competitive about spice eating. Always try to be better at eating spice than other people. That's why he say this not spicy. Nothing ever too spicy for Uncle Roger, except Nigella Lawson.
再切一个红的，配一下颜色，同样的也是切成颗粒。辣椒籽也不要浪费。
Chopping good again.
炒在里面很香的。
You can tell that his method of cutting is a little different than how you use a Western chef's knife, yeah? The motion of cutting is just a little different.
我们在酒店里面做的话，这个辣椒籽是不要的，因为影响美观。
I like this Chef Wang guy. He's saying to his uncle, in hotel, if I make this dish pretty. But now I cooking at home, I don't give shit. You should be grateful for whatever I make you. This Chef Wang so sassy. And Uncle Roger just noticed why his uncle look like villain from Kung Fu Hustle.
And they do look similar, don't they?
我们最后再切一点小葱，就多放一点。
This is another technique that's very good to know in the kitchen. Anytime that you have any spring onions or any chives or say even celery or anything long, yeah, any long vegetables or herbs, if you cut them in half and then double them and then slice, it saves a lot of time in the kitchen. The next time that you have something like this, give it a try. Go slowly if you're not comfortable with the knife and see how much time you save.
喜欢吃葱。
Oh, this Chef Wang so nice. He chopping extra spring onion because his uncle like it. Nephew Nigel. See, he treat his uncle so nice. Auntie Helen took Uncle Roger children. And I treat you like my son. Why you don't show any respect? Hiya. But I film every video for you. You just wee joke guy who say you can mic yourself up.
好了，还急了，好不好？
Uncle Roger excited.
Okay, so he has a very top-of-the-line professional wok station, yes, outside for his for this property as well, yes. He put a lot of money into this.
Because they're gonna cook in outdoor kitchen. Niece and nephew. Uncle Roger explained this before. But in Asia, we have 2 kitchens. Indoor kitchen and outdoor kitchen. Indoor kitchen just for show. Useless. We used to chop melon and make cereal. Outdoor kitchen is where the magic happens. Because outdoor kitchen, you can make as big fire as you want. You won't burn your house down. In Asia, you cook in outdoor kitchen. You know good food coming. In UK, you cook in outdoor kitchen. You get arrested for trespassing. I put my wok in my neighbor's backyard because he not even using it and I get arrested. Hiya. And Chef Wang, he got 2 wok. He a wok fuckboy, just like Uncle Gordon.
This is a very nice professional wok station. I would love to have something like this. As we can tell, he has 2 wok setups. He has 2 big woks as well, yeah? The bigger the wok, the more product you can fry, because if you're going to be frying a lot of product in a smaller wok, you're going to have, well, more depth, no, with the rice, and it's not going to be frying, it's going to be boiling or steaming, and you don't want that. It won't be fried rice, it'll be more like steamed rice. Now, wok stations have water that run continuously. This does a few things. It not just helps cool the station down because that surface is very hot, but the other thing is that that water continuously cleans the station. So anytime that you have any splatter from oil, rice, anything like this, it'll wash it away and be collected in a little area, as you can tell in front of him. It has a little drain in front of him. But this is fantastic. You can also tell that he has a little colander to his left that he can use at any time. Now, the fire that's coming out of that little wok setup that he's cooking with right now is not your typical flame in the house kitchen or even in the professional ring burners. That thing is extremely powerful, and it will superheat that wok and everything around it. So the water helps cool everything down. And with this wok setup, we can't see, but he probably has all the mise en place off to the side, all the oil, another dumping station, and then the food. So this wok setup is something that I would absolutely love to have in my house. I would absolutely love having one of these things.
Okay, he's seasoning the wok, coating it with oil. Now fresh oil go in.
Alright, so now you can see that there's a drain. And he also has a little stand here for the wok. Some of the woks have flat bottoms, but not all of them. This one has a round bottom to it. So he can actually take the wok off the heat and let that sit, free up his other hand to add any other ingredients while the wok's off the heat. This is an excellent setup.
Egg go in. Good, good. This is the only time I see Chef Wang uncle smiling. Apparently seeing people fry egg brings him so much joy. Fuyo, the egg flipped so smooth. Let's watch again. Let's watch again.
If you see the underside of that egg, it's perfectly fried.
This guy make his egg look like it dancing. Oh, another thing, niece and nephew might have noticed. Chef Wang let this water run constantly. Maybe niece and nephew thinking, why he wasting water? His uncle kitchen, no water meter, is it? Is that why his uncle always looks so grumpy? Because his nephew wasting water. If you think that, you are wrong. Because when cooking, you need cold water to cook. This water pot so close to fire. If no fresh water come in, water will start to boil. Everything evaporate and then dry pot start to burn. Then Chef Wang uncle will beat him up with the bamboo stick behind him. That's why he let the water run. He don't want to get hit. Green and red chili go in. Good. And now the rice go in.
You see what I mean by having that little stand? It frees up his other hand to add the other ingredients. It helps a lot.
Fuyo, good tossing. And this to prevent clumping of the rice. Good technique. Good technique. Fuyo, Uncle Roger can watch his tossing every day.
You can tell that somebody has used a wok for a long time compared to somebody that hasn't used a wok that much. I mean, Ramsay, when he was making his rice, he did very good, first of all, yeah, with the rice. But secondly, the way that he was tossing wok, it's a little awkward. But it wasn't the same setup, I have to say this. Clay pot is not the same as using a wok station like this. I'm definitely going to be watching more videos of Chef Wang. He does a very, very good job.
This guy know what he doing. I wonder if Chef Wang is single because he seems so confident in his right hand.
Sorry, children.
I like how his uncle just standing there gawking at the fried rice. That's exactly how Uncle Roger flirt with women. Is that what I think it is?
It's Uncle Roger's favorite thing. MSG.
Is that MSG Frio? I think now it's time to use Jamie Oliver's favorite word. Yeah! And soy sauce go in. Okay. Frio, look at that graceful splash. Form a circle.
If any of you wonder why he's adding the soy sauce around the exterior of the wok, it's so it doesn't drop the temperature of the wok. The hottest part of the wok is in the center. So you don't want to be pouring liquid into the center of the wok to drop the temperature, because otherwise it's going to steam. It's going to evaporate and then steam the rice. You don't want that.
And spring onion as garnish. Everything correct.
And he's also adding the spring onion at the end. Yes, he's not going to be overcooking the spring onions.
Oh, is that Uncle Roger's sea chicken in the background? I like his uncle house. Got chicken on floor you can use for cooking. And got bamboo stick back there used for beating nephew. Everything you need is on the ground. Ooh, looks so nice. Frio, look at that technique.
This looks absolutely delicious. You can see the green onions are still green, but you can see everything. Yes, you can see the egg.
Usually, normal chef will just scoop rice up from wok. But this chef Wang, he tossed the rice into ladle. Frio, this is so graceful. He like dancer. All this tossing and he don't drop single grain of rice. Uncle Roger's so impressed. And he mentioned wok hei also. This guy know everything. He like a god of egg fried rice. The biggest joy in life is seeing first child get born and Chef Wang making egg fried rice. So happy. I hope they do taste tests. Oh, there we go.
And you can see that he does have an extra table off to the right for this wok station. It makes life so much easier when you have all the mise en place and everything there off to the side, so you can just keep cooking.
That his Auntie Helen. Moment of truth. If you want to know if his fried rice good, let's just see what his uncle think. Because we all know middle-aged uncle don't bullshit you.
Moment of truth, yeah.
Oh, he's smiling. He's smiling. That's how you know his egg fried rice amazing. He impressed his grumpy kung fu hustle uncle.
炒饭如果没有锅气的话就不会香。
No chili chef.
还有就是我们蛋炒饭不要拿热饭去炒，热饭的话炒。
Words of wisdom. Word of wisdom.
You don't cook rice just for the fried rice and use it the same day. It needs to be cold, needs to be not mushy, needs to be a little on the harder side.
This egg fried rice, perfect. 10 out of 10. Uncle Roger approve. He is Uncle Wang Gang now. This guy is king of wok hei and king of wasting his uncle water. Hope I get to eat at your restaurant one day. What I like too is his cooking so simple. Nothing fancy. I think British chefs need to learn from him. No fancy studio kitchen. No Christmas light. Just good technique. Good basic. It go to show all you need is passion for food and creepy uncle standing next to you. This is how you make perfect egg fried rice. His video will be in Mandarin, but Uncle Roger put subtitle for you. Don't be pussy. Learn to read. Nothing ever too spicy for Uncle Roger, except Nigella Lawson. So creepy.
Well guys, I have to say that Chef Wang Gang did an excellent job. He did a brilliant job with his fried rice. I'm definitely going to be watching other videos of his. Let me know in the comments down below how you liked the video, if I missed anything as well. And if you did like the video, then don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, as it helps my channel out greatly.
Uncle Roger haven't reviewed Jamie Oliver for a long time now. Wonder how my old friend doing.
You're going to absolutely love this recipe.
Right off the bat, here we go. Some famous last words from Jamie.
This is a modern day fast food classic, pad thai. Deliciously healthy.
Why pad thai like that?
Packed with
why so much vegetable? You sure this pad thai?
Chili egg.
Oh no, the words Jamie Oliver, veggie and pad thai, those words don't go together. Uncle Roger think this video gonna give me heart attack. I need my good morning towel for me to scream into.
Huh? Uncle Roger is a security blanket. I think he's gonna need it. Maybe I should have one too.
So I've kind of evolved this recipe and had some fun with it.
No, Jamie, don't evolve, don't have some fun with anything. Those words coming out your mouth, that's scaring all Asian people all over the world.
Evolve and have some fun with it. This kind of sounds like it's turning into a science experiment.
Chili sauce.
Chili sauce, wrong.
Soy sauce.
Soy sauce, wrong.
Now tamarind.
Tamarind, okay, tamarind correct. Sauce for pad thai is just tamarind, palm sugar, and fish sauce. That's it. If you really want to make it vegetarian, do you know, niece and nephew, they make vegetarian fish sauce also? Yeah? But Uncle Roger don't recommend that. Just eat the real thing, vegan people. Life too short. Just use real fish sauce. Fish almost vegan anyway. Because fish got no leg, got no feeling, can't make sound, it almost plant.
Oh, true, fish are not the same as octopus, and fish are a good source of a lot of vitamins, minerals, and protein. Funny though about octopus, some octopus actually have a higher IQ than some humans. And if you don't believe me, check it out.
It's from a bean that's sweet and sour. It's a really important flavour in Asian cooking. And then a little sesame oil.
Sesame oil, wrong.
Tofu. It's made
Tofu.
out of soybean.
Tofu for pad thai, okay, but need to be square fried tofu. Hopefully he do that.
Ooh, you know when your spider senses or your intuition starts telling you like this is going to be a repeat of the fried rice video? It actually is going to be a repeat, because if you take a close look at this still photo here, he's using silken tofu. And we saw last time what he did with it. Oh, Jamie, please don't smash the tofu this time. It's not nice.
It's made out of soybeans and it's a great source of protein. To get your veggie pad
garlic good,
going, bash up 2 cloves of garlic.
Just chop garlic enough, no need pestle mortar.
Nice and pureed. And then I'm going to use silken tofu.
Silken tofu, wrong.
Put in dishes, in cubes, slices. What we're going to do is use it as a foundation of the sauce.
Tofu for sauce?
Grams.
The tofu is going the same way as the miso in Jamie's ramen. He's gonna kill it. I think Jamie's baiting Uncle Roger. This is probably the same as taking some spaghetti and breaking it in front of Italians. No! It doesn't go over very well.
Wait, what? No! What Uncle Roger just watched?
Silken tofu is what? No!
He put tofu in pestle and mortar.
I have to admit, I haven't worked in an Asian kitchen before, so I can't say this for 100% certainty, but I have never seen tofu turned into a sauce before. Never. And that's after working in a French kitchen, and I'll tell you, the French are known for their sauces. There's like a million different types of sauces with everything. There's so many different variations, but the tofu, I have to admit, that is like, that's taking it maybe in a bad direction. A step a little too far.
Who cooked tofu like this? Jamie, in his egg fried rice, he crushed tofu with hand. But this time, that's not even enough. He have to crush tofu in pestle and mortar. He's just destroying tofu. Jamie Oliver really is the ISIS of Asian food.
Silken tofu is ultra smooth. It'll give you a sauce so silky, it'll cling to your noodles.
Stick to the noodles? Peanut butter will also stick to the noodles if you really want to be technical about it. I mean, a lot of things will stick to the noodles. Molasses will stick to the noodles.
Any sauce will cling to noodle. That's how sauce works. That's how any liquid works. It cling to shit.
A little correction about that. A runnier sauce, more watery, more liquidy, will have a harder time sticking to the noodles and coating it, or at least sticking to it, than a thicker sauce. Or in other words, it'll still lightly coat it, but it won't be as thick.
Oh,
So silky.
Uncle Roger defeated now.
Then get building flavour. A tablespoon of
The whole thing gonna look like vomit.
or two of sweet chili sauce. Then the tamarind. You want a nice tablespoon of this paste. Tamarind's a key ingredient in Worcestershire sauce.
Jamie is right about this. It is one of the ingredients, but so are anchovies and vinegar, which are also very important ingredients to make liemperns.
And I'm going to put a little teaspoon of sesame oil in there as well.
Oh, sesame oil wrong also. Lime also wrong. Lime in pad thai you just squeeze on before you eat, not in sauce. Sauce gonna go in wok. You cook lime in high heat, it's gonna lose flavor.
Wow, this is looking like a lot different than even the version that Ramsay made for the Thai chef. If you haven't seen that, you guys need to see that clip.
Well, how is it? Oh no, look at that face.
This is not pad thai at all.
This is not pad thai.
Half a juicy lime. And that, my friends, is your sauce.
Look at that. That sauce looks like shit you eat on Fear Factor.
For the all-important noodles, grab yourself a packet. So these are rice noodles.
Rice noodle, correct?
With 150 grams.
No. You don't want to put in boiling water. It's gonna overcook noodle. Rice noodle, put in room temperature water.
Pan, and you leave those for about 7-8 minutes, but check the pack, they're all different. When
Yes, pack tell you how long to cook it for. But remember, pad thai, the noodle still gonna get cooked in wok. So don't finish cooking noodle in water. You need noodle to be a bit undercooked, then finish cooking in wok. You see that noodle, Jamie noodle, I guarantee it overcooked.
Uncle Roger's not going to say anything about the sieve, or the colander, as he calls it. This recipe must be really bad for him not to say anything about that. Like, really bad.
run them under cold water. That stops the cooking process.
See? It already overcooked.
You leave those for about 7-8 minutes, but check the pack.
Jamie, this Asian noodle, not pasta. Don't just follow instruction on box. Niece and nephew, you can't trust instruction on Asian noodle packaging. Anyway, it's all wrong. You have to cook with feeling.
Uncle Roger is right about this. It is more important to use feeling, and the suggestions about cooking times on the packets, even for like pasta, like Italian spaghetti and pasta and all this, is more of a suggestion. I mean, I don't even read the packet. I never do. I never pay attention to it. I just cook it. I taste the pasta. I don't go too far, and I don't get on the computer and do some other things at the same time. I'm still in the kitchen, and I just check it. And once it's like, you know, al dente, it's done.
And then just add a little sesame oil to stop them sticking.
Sesame oil again? No, to stop them from sticking. Don't overcook it. Simple.
The thing is with rice noodles, as soon as you take them out of the water, they will stick to each other like a you-know-what. I mean, seriously. They will stick to each other like Velcro or even like duct tape. I mean, it's really hard to break them apart. So you have a few options. You can either add oil to them so they don't stick to each other and clump up, or you can add them immediately to whatever you're cooking, and with the sauce and the other ingredients, it will coat the noodles. And the noodles will continue to cook once you do this. So again, like Uncle Roger said, you don't have to overcook them. You don't want to, because otherwise you end up with puree.
Lightly toast and bash up 20 grams of salted peanuts.
Peanut, good.
Give a glorious crunch to the veg. Pad Thai is that kind of brilliant mix of veggies, but then you get things like salad and herbs that are raw and cold and fresh. So there's that kind of jarring of hot and cold, crunchy and soft. It's just a brilliant thing.
You know that feeling when you have like deja vu? Well, I'm having a little bit of deja vu right now because I'm having flashbacks of what happened in the in the mac and cheese video with Jamie.
One of the things I like to do, which is my own personal problem, is to take a vulnerable, empty gem lettuce leaf and then load it with mac and cheese. And I actually do this at home, and my kids are around the table, and they're just looking at me going, "You are such an idiot, you are like..."
Pad Thai, no jarring of hot and cold, it's just noodle dish, keep it simple. Jamie, olive oil?
I've got some broccoli, some asparagus,
Wrong.
baby corn,
Wrong.
the pak choy, the outer leaves.
Pak choy. Classic mistake. Oh, how to make this dish more Asian? I know. Let's put this Chinese sounding vegetable in there. Pak choy. Woo! Yeah!
Cut the core of the pak choi in half and the baby corn. Keep the asparagus tips and finely slice the stalks.
You know, I do have to admit, this is one of those recipes that it would be a heck of a lot easier if you were using a wok. I mean, you don't even have to buy a big one. You can get them on Amazon. Just a small wok, just so you can toss everything together, or at least a deeper pot. Because, I mean, honestly, in a shallow saute pan or in a frying pan, it's going to be a little, you know,
Some bean sprouts here, which
Okay, bean sprout only correct vegetable.
and I just want to kind of click them off. This stuff can change up. What's available in the supermarkets, the markets, your budget. That's what's cool about this.
Now, pad thai is actually a relatively new dish. It was created after the creation of, or the unification of, Thailand. So it's a relatively new dish. If you were to remove the sugar from it, or maybe add a very little amount, it's not that bad of a recipe. It's actually pretty healthy in comparison to more processed foods or Burger King or McDonald's. I mean, it's still pretty healthy.
Finely slice a shallot.
Shallot, correct? Okay.
Start to dry fry all the
Wait, what? What? Dry? What the hell?
And char, and give you some...
Is he frying shallot with no oil at all? Oh, Uncle Roger's so upset. It not just laid down from chair. My whole body is laid down from chair. Pad Thai need oil, Jamie. Hiya. That pan just comes straight from factory. It dry as hell and he whacked shallot in there. No oil, no lube, just nothing. Walao, he just raw dogging shallot into pan. Hiya.
Well, you know what? I do have to admit, Jamie is not using olive oil. And this is like the first time that we've ever seen it too, because there's no olive oil. He's not using anything. This is progress. I think Jamie's been taking Uncle Roger's advice. Ah, he's a secret admirer, maybe.
Listen, nephew, use oil. It make everything cook better. Dry frying is like dry humping. Nobody want that shit.
Smokiness, so we're gaining flavour. If you dry fry asparagus,
No.
you get nuttiness.
What happened to your sesame oil? You using so much earlier. At least put some sesame oil in there. Better than this.
I'll go in with some of these bean sprouts, some of our noodles.
I have to say, with that Thai chef that didn't like Gordon's pad thai, if he tried this, whoa. I would love to see the reaction from him. He'd probably throw the plate at him. I'm not joking.
Get yourself a little water.
The water gonna overcook noodle even more higher. The noodle gonna be soggier than baby food. What you doing, Jamie?
Kind of goes a little bit crazy now. But this is exciting, right?
It's not exciting. It's heartbreaking.
And a nice wodge of this.
Oh, diarrhea sauce.
Tossing it around.
Well, to be honest, if you take a look at that sauce that he made, the brown sauce, it kind of looks like a crunchy peanut butter, doesn't it? I mean, look at it. It looks like crunchy peanut butter.
This is the fast bit, so you've got to concentrate a bit more, but it's not hard, it's exciting. So in we go.
No. Metal spoon in non-stick pan. Usually that biggest sin in Asian kitchen. But this video is so terrible that metal spoon in non-stick pan, that's the smallest mistake.
Crushed nuts, lettuce leaves, get in some coriander, mint and basil, and
Coriander,
wedges
mint
of lime.
and basil. Only herb in pad thai is garlic chive. Coriander, mint and basil. Like, what it gonna taste like? It's just too many things, Jamie. Too many things.
He has some strange flavors, but it's not just the flavors going on here. It's the texture of the silken tofu as the sauce.
And then we want a little dry fried egg. So wipe out your pan.
Dry fry again.
And of course you need a non-stick pan for this.
Oh, I love that bit. Yeah. If you're gonna do it, be sure that it's a non-stick. You know what? Actually, if you don't have a non-stick, give it a try. Because I guarantee you, unless you're using some sort of fat, it will stick like a you-know-what to your frying pan.
Sprinkle with salt and chili flakes, and when it's crispy, flip it over and give it just 30 seconds.
Look at that. Yeah.
The pan's so new, it comes straight from factory.
Uncle Roger's right about that. That pan looks brand new, like it hasn't been used before. Because I actually have the exact same non-stick pan in my house, and it's about 1.5 years, 2 years old right now, and I haven't been using it a lot. It's just for making like Spanish omelets and tortillas. But I've made enough that now the bloody eggs stick to it in some spots. So I have to be a little careful. I have to add extra oil to it.
And then the last little kiss is
of soy sauce.
Soy sauce wrong.
So that, my friends,
Why vegetables sticking out like that? This food so shit, even lettuce trying to escape.
that's all I've got to do now. Get myself some chopsticks.
All you got to do now is go to Thailand and apologize.
You know, even before the egg fried rice video with Uncle Roger, Jamie did have like the Papaya incident and the Jamaican incident as well, and a few other incidences. And now I wonder, after all this with Uncle Roger, if Jamie can walk down the street peacefully without someone, you know, heckling or accosting him saying something about egg fried rice. Especially with YouTube, none of this should go to the point where you actually accost someone in public. In the end, it's food, yes. He may not have thought of it and it's disrespectful, but at the end of the day, it's food.
Ugh. That the worst noodle pull ever.
The use of that tofu
What the hell?
sauce is a bit of a game changer.
Asian food, the game perfect already. No need game changer, Jamie. Don't change game, change yourself.
Second, like
You see,
a dish that's
he eat one bite. Notice how he only eat one bite. No second bite, he just pushing noodle around. Even he know it's terrible.
super nutritious.
Honestly speaking, if he wanted to make this vegetarian or vegan, why not just add some mushrooms to this? He can add some different sorts of mushrooms. Add some different variations of mushrooms with this, with some other sauces. Make this a different version of pad thai. And just leave it at that instead of making this weird dish.
Look at this pad thai. Ugh. If you want to make vegan pad thai, it's simple. Just substitute with vegan fish sauce, and dry shrimp you can substitute with mushroom because they both give pad thai umami flavor. That is vegan pad thai, very simple.
See, Uncle Roger agrees. Mushrooms would have been a game changer, not puree tofu.
You're the first chef who make Uncle Roger fall down completely from chair. Uncle Roger extending invitation, man to man. When Uncle Roger hit 10 million subscribers, I'm happy to fly to wherever you are. We make one Asian dish together, okay? Can be fried rice, can be ramen, can be pad thai, you choose. And if you agree to film together, Uncle Roger will even eat chili jam with you, okay?
Uncle Roger, seriously, if Jamie agrees to this, I have to be there. I would love to be one of the judges, actually. If that's possible, it would be fantastic. I would love to do this. I honestly don't care where it is, well, unless I have to get a visa, I need to know ahead of time. But please, let us know. And actually, guys, if you could, let's make this happen, yeah?
I know so many of you have asked for ramen for so long. So today, we're making tonkatsu ramen. Tonkatsu ramen.
What he say? What he say?
So today, we're making tonkatsu ramen.
Tonkatsu. Nephew Nick, I think you mean tonkotsu. In Japanese, ton mean pork, kotsu mean bone. So tonkotsu ramen makes sense. It's pork bone ramen. But katsu mean cutlet. So tonkatsu mean fried piece of pork. That completely different thing. Say it properly. Tonkotsu. Tonkotsu.
At least Nick is trying, and if I mispronounce anything in this video, guys, then it's okay to let me know, but take it easy on me because I don't speak Japanese.
I've already started a couple things. So for now, let's pop back to yesterday when I hadn't shaved yet, and we'll go to an Asian market. So we've just pulled up to this.
This is him with Starbo. Uncle Roger can grow better beard than you. Hi.
I can't imagine Uncle Roger with a beard, but my beard grows pretty quick. This is about 5 days.
So the first things we're gonna grab is a bunch of pork bones and chicken bones for that really flavorful stock.
Pork bone, chicken bone, correct. But nephew Nick, iron your shirt. Hi. Harvard graduate, can't afford iron.
This is the second video that we've seen of Nick, and the second time that we've seen him also go to a grocery store.
It was like negative 8 million degrees in here. I'm frigid.
Oh, you should join Team Auntie Helen. She frigid also.
Well, we got the pork belly, so let's get home and make some ramen. There's nothing like a good Japanese eggplant. Gotta find a place to put this for the drive.
Ugh. Uncle Roger wish I didn't see that. Nephew Nick, apologize to the children. Hi.
I'm gonna start making that amazing ramen broth. First, I'm gonna go in with...
Now, I understand why Nick is using a glass stock pot today because it is much easier to show us, the audience, what's going on, how he's cooking and everything instead of having to put a camera over the pot. But if you are going to be using one at home, I would just say to be careful because in the end, it is glass. It's tempered glass, but it is still glass, and even though it's, you know, heat proof and everything, it can still break. So just be careful if you have one at home.
I'm gonna start making that amazing ramen broth. First, I'm gonna go in with all my chicken wings. Next, I'm gonna start taking these pork hocks that we got from the Asian grocery store. As you can see here, there is some meat on the outsides there, but you got a nice big chunk of bone in there with tons of flavor.
No, no, no. Pork hock. Too much meat on there. You should be using pork bone, not pork hock. If you make tonkotsu broth with hock, you're gonna have too much meat falling off from broth. Make it dirty.
Uncle Roger has been doing his research. Now, as I said in the prior videos that there are a lot of different types of ramen. There are, but there's also a lot of different styles of tonkotsu ramen. Some people prefer to use the backbone or segara. Others prefer to use the femur bones, and even others prefer to use the skull. And actually, guys, let me know what your favorite style of ramen is down below. The type, the style, the ingredients.
Once I've tossed in all those pork bones, I'm gonna go ahead and add my last bit of protein in there, which are duck wings.
Duck wing? Nobody use duck wing for tonkotsu. We use pork bone and maybe chicken bone, but I think Nephew Nick want to kill all the animal. Why don't you put elephant wing in there also?
In the end, you can say this is going to have a lot of protein in it.
I'm gonna cover all of this up with some nice cold and crisp water, then crank up the heat and bring this to a nice rolling boil.
Niece and nephew, screenshot this image and send to your vegan friend, because this is vegans' worst nightmare. They see that even dead animal have more company than them.
Once this has come to a rolling boil, clear off some of the scum that begins to form on the top. Some people will tell you to rinse this all the way out, but I like to keep all the flavor that's still in there from the bone, so I don't like to rinse it out.
No, 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 you have to rinse out, otherwise your broth gonna be so dirty. Look at your water. Look at your water. It's so pink already because there's so much scum in animal bone. It looks bad, but it also tastes weird. You need to soak water overnight, throw water away, clean the bone, and start over with fresh water. Uncle Roger predict Nephew Nick broth gonna be so dirty. Let's see if I correct.
Yeah, Uncle Roger's right about this. You can rinse the bones off if you want first, or you can go straight to a pre-boil. And what a pre-boil does is it helps remove all the extra proteins, the myoglobin that are in the bones. It helps extract all the impurities. In the Western kitchens, we typically roast the bones first. Chicken, not always, but with like veal, beef, we roast them first. But I do think at the end, this is going to be more of a brown broth than a milky, creamy white.
Now is when we let this go overnight for 12 hours. This is gonna
okay.
Couple things. One, there's a big mess underneath Uncle Roger in the kitchen. Two, you may want to use a bigger stock pot when making this because the onions are doing nothing in the air. Like nothing. And if there are any ramen chefs in the audience, then please explain a little better if I don't. But in European cuisine, we add aromatics to our stocks at the beginning. If we're cooking, if we're making demi-glaze, if we're making sauce espagnole, whatever it may be, chicken stock, whatever, we add them at the beginning. To make these broths, the aromatics may not necessarily go in at the very beginning, but they'll be put in a little later because it doesn't take 12 hours to extract the peak amount of flavor or the aromatics out of onions. Because depending on what type of broth that you're making, the ramen chefs know exactly how many hours it will take to achieve the peak amount of flavor from that product. And again, when we're talking about aromatics, it depends on what country we're talking about, because I know that at least in France, when you mean aromatic vegetables, we're talking about mirepoix, carrots, onion, and celery. Here in Spain, it's a little different.
This is gonna
okay, 12 hour, okay.
Next, we'll do our chashu pork belly. Now, this part you don't have to do overnight, but I'm gonna sous vide it to get it really soft and tender.
Ooh, he's sous vide pork belly. This nephew so fancy.
So I'm gonna let this go overnight as well. This pork has been very bad, so we have to tie it up. First,
ew, don't spank your dinner. Get room and spank your girlfriend. Leave the poor pork alone.
For our sous vide, the first thing we'll do is put this finely rolled up pork into a nice large bag. Add 4 cloves of garlic, a few hunks of ginger, green onion.
If you don't have the proper equipment at home, you can do what Nick is doing by improvising and using a Ziploc bag. It'll work the same, but you need to make sure that you get all the excess air out of the bag.
Soy sauce. Try to
Ingredient not bad.
Mirin.
Okay.
1/3 cup of this extremely pungent fish sauce.
Fish sauce a bit weird.
Sugar, about a half a cup or so. Then inside the bag, we're gonna massage the heck out of our meat.
Stop it. Stop it, hiya. Are you making cooking video or auditioning for Bang Bros? I feel bad for this guy's girlfriend now. I think he will do to girlfriend what he do to pork belly. Spank her, tie her up, and dip her in fish sauce. That actually sounds quite nice. Sorry, children.
Now we're gonna roll this up extremely
Okay, but at least he marinate the meat, so not like Jamie Oliver, white pork belly.
I was actually going to mention Jamie, and Uncle Roger beat me to it. It does already look better than the chashu in the previous video, though. It really does.
and cook this overnight for about 12 to 15 hours. Okay, it's the next morning. I was tending to that ramen broth throughout the night.
Oh really? I thought you would be spanking someone.
We blew the fuse 3 times last night. So let's start with our soft-boiled eggs. Now that our water's boiling, we're ready to add those eggs. But first, we're gonna add about a tablespoon or 2 of vinegar, which is actually gonna prevent running of the whites of any of these eggs.
Running off the whites, that what Uncle Roger called every marathon hour.
I'll drop in my 6 eggs.
When making hard-boiled eggs, we always add a little bit of vinegar to the water. Some may not, but it is typical. And it does help prevent the eggs from running. But what we also do, if you're making like a lot of eggs, like 20, 30, 40 eggs at a time, you need to place them in the pot first. You can't just be putting them in one by one, because otherwise they're not gonna cook at the same time.
Drop in my 6 eggs, place on the lid, but we're gonna do it for 6 minutes and 9 seconds, which I promise you, it sounds silly, but it's the perfect time for a soft-boiled egg.
6 minutes 9 seconds. Hiya, another dirty joke by this guy. I can't believe this guy video dirtier than my Nigella Lawson video.
6 minutes even should be enough. But like I said before, if the eggs are chilled or not, it will make a big difference with the time.
Here I have a really cold ice bath.
Good technique.
Straight into the ice bath to halt their cooking. For our ramen egg marinade, we'll combine 3/4 cup of mirin, 1/4 cup soy sauce, dark soy sauce. If you can't find dark soy
ingredient all correct.
Now it's time to peel our eggs. But I just wanted to show you guys first how perfect that yolk on the inside. I told you, it's amazing.
Uncle Roger feel like I need shower after watching this video.
Drop them right in that soy bath. I'll cover these with plastic wrap and allow them to soak for several hours.
Niece and nephew, you see this? If you use plastic wrap like this, the top of egg won't be marinated because it's touching plastic, not the liquid. It will have one white spot on it. Pro tip, use paper towel, like how Way of Ramen channel do with egg.
You could do what Jamie did in his video. I only mean by using the Ziploc bag. I don't mean by making the ramen.
Our eggs are all set. Next, we're gonna make our tare. It's a
he's making tare. This already better than Jamie and Nigella ramen. Tare is the soul of ramen. It's the flavoring for the broth.
You already have flavor with the ramen. You already have flavor with the broth. You have flavor with a lot of the other elements that you add to the ramen. The tare helps add seasoning to it, helps add the salt.
Add about 3.5 to 4 cups of water, 3 sheets of kombu, and really let this heat up, but we don't want to boil it. We're actually looking to
correct. Don't boil kombu.
Basically, dashi is this umami-packed Japanese soup stock. It's used in so many different things, and this is how we're gonna build the foundation.
This guy really loves shot of his hand. So many close-up of his hand. Is he hand model of something? Imagine if Uncle Roger make cooking video and all you see is
cup of bonito flakes, dried shiitake mushrooms. I'll turn off the heat and set it aside. Once that incredible dashi is done, we'll strain it into a nice large...
Oh, pour too fast, some liquid fell out. Don't waste food.
It is a good idea to have a chinois, a fine mesh sieve at home. But one thing to look at when buying one, and this style I don't like. I like that it's all stainless steel, but I don't like the fact that it has this thick metal band that goes directly underneath it. When the liquid pours out, instead of going directly straight down, it's going to splatter. And as we've seen, it'll, make a mess. So you have to use a deeper pot. There are others that don't have this. They have thin wire bands that go around the bottom instead of this thick one. And I prefer using those instead, other companies. But in any case, if you don't have one, you should, because they do collect a lot of the impurities.
Now, keeping about 2 cups of our dashi, we'll create our tare by adding 1 cup of soy sauce.
Oh, good. This tare look like it got so much umami, so no need MSG.
6 cloves of garlic, and then about 2 tablespoons of black peppercorns. Now we're gonna let our
tare not bad.
Now for our ramen. Please do not use dry instant ramen noodles. This is an absolute no-go.
Correct. Don't use packet instant ramen. And also, don't use soba like Jamie Oliver. But Uncle Roger don't recommend niece and nephew make ramen at home. Tonkotsu ramen noodle, very hard to get right at home. Just buy from store. Support your local Japanese store.
That's always the case though, if you can get the noodles, because it depends on where you live. If you live in a big city, you know, it's possible maybe, but if you live out in the middle of nowhere, it may be a little more difficult to find the correct ingredients.
Ramen noodles are very different in that they need to be alkalinated. That's basically just a fancy way of saying that we put baking soda in the dough. But another
small correction. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate, but ramen, you need sodium carbonate. Uncle Roger, so chemistry.
Switch on that spaghetti head, and then you're ready to roll.
I have to say, it looked pretty good.
These look absolutely fantastic. Get it with a nice spray of bread flour, just so nothing sticks.
I have to give it to Nick. He wanted to do it the hard way. Good for him. If you don't want to go this route, I would suggest doing what Uncle Roger said. Buy the noodles. It'll make your life easier.
With a nice spray of bread flour, just so nothing sticks. Now, our ramen is ready to be cooked. Right here is our 20...
What? What? That is disgusting. Why this ramen broth look like this? This look like roadkill. Tonkotsu broth not supposed to look like dirt water. Hiya. This what it's supposed to look like. If your ramen broth look like mud, you fucked up. Uncle Roger, right? I predicted earlier his ramen broth gonna be so dirty. He didn't wash his bone, he didn't throw out water, and his bone have too much meat on there. This broth as dirty as nephew Nick brain.
Gotta find a place to put this for the dry. This pork has been very bad. 6 minutes and 9 seconds.
This broth messier than Auntie Helen and my divorce.
I think I could hire Uncle Roger in the kitchen, but Uncle Roger is right. This should be whiter, this should be creamier, and I'm sure it still has a lot of flavor. I'm sure that Nick did skim a lot of the crud, the fat, all the foam that built up on top off. He didn't show us the process, but it should be whiter, creamier than this, and yeah.
We're gonna strain off all this broth to make it nice and smooth.
Even if you strain, you can't strain out the brown color.
Next we have our chashu, which is our Japanese pork belly. What you're looking at here is pork belly that's cooked the entire night, but I just can't help it. I have to spank it. Lastly though, I do want you to look at the meat on the sides there. Soft, perfectly tender pulled pork. Pork belly, it's been a pleasure getting to know you these last 24 hours, but now it's time to cut it.
No, don't cut pork belly when it's hot. It's not solid enough. You have to take pork belly out, chill it overnight, and then cut it when it's colder.
What Uncle Roger is explaining is that when it's colder, when the meat is colder, it will be much easier for you to cut thinner pieces of it instead of cutting it when it's hot, because right now it's going to fall apart. The other thing is you may want to put like an extra glaze on the chashu so you have extra flavor and maybe even make it a little extra crispy when you eat it.
Funny, it's almost so soft and tender that I can't really get any slices, but give it
what I tell you. What I tell you?
So that's good enough for me. Once I've pulled off the pork belly's thong, I can get a few more good slices.
If you chop like this,
too tender to do what we're looking for.
You're just making pulled pork now. This is not chashu.
Now it's time to finally open up those soft-boiled eggs. First, let's cross our fingers that we got that color from those eggs. Just to show you a little spot on the top of the egg that was not submerged.
See? Uncle Roger predicted this also.
We're gonna cut through that egg. Very clean and keeping all of that yolk inside.
Texture good. Texture very good.
I've clearly gotten some of that soy.
Maybe you can submerge a bit more time because you see it brown on outside, white on inside, just like Auntie Hersha.
And boy, oh boy, aren't those yolks incredible. Just look at how soft and amazing it is. Now we've reached the final shot where we assemble. I know this is the moment you've all been waiting for, so let's get started.
His hand again.
After mixing it around a little bit, I'll place in a nice spoonful or two of my tare. That's gonna
Tare go in.
Then comes my actual broth.
You know, if we take the tare and the stock and we put them side by side, they look almost identical.
The whole top layer
is dirty broth.
So it's amazing to finally be able to put it into the bowl. Where are the actual ramen noodles? Those should be placed into this hot broth immediately when they finish. So into this pot, those should be placed into this hot broth immediately.
You say it should be placed immediately, but then you haven't even prepared ramen to go in. Does the word immediately mean something different to you? You should cook the ramen beforehand and everything go in at the same time. Don't cook ramen after you start plating. Because when you're cooking ramen, the broth gonna get cold.
If you want to boil something super quickly, one trick that Nick is actually doing here, and it's a very good little trick, is to put the water in the tea kettle and let that boil, because the tea kettle, mine especially, will boil water in under a minute. It's a lot faster than just putting the water on and leaving it on the stovetop. It takes a little longer.
It's boiling over very high heat, I'll toss in our ramen. And then for just a minute and 30 seconds or so, we'll let this cook. Admire how amazing my
look a bit soft.
And after 1 or 2 shakes, put it directly into my ramen broth. And now we're ready for that final plating. So in go our enoki mushrooms.
That's so much enoki. It feels like you having enoki with side of ramen.
Then we'll go right in the middle with those gorgeous eggs. Then we have our beautiful pork. Then a nice generous handful of green onions. And last but not least, some nori that I've actually gotten straight.
Nori weird shape.
There is one of the most gorgeous ramen bowls I've ever seen. Now, before we eat this, I want to paint the pork in a little bit more fat. And then just give it a little
fancy. Torching. Yeah, but torching good, but don't torch your pork next to the egg. You're gonna cook the egg by accident. Torch it elsewhere. Your house so big, go find some other room to torch your pork.
It would honestly be fun to see him in the kitchen. It really would be.
Now our ramen is ready to eat. I do want to say that this is one of the most beautiful bowls of ramen I've ever seen.
Okay, this ramen better than Nigella and Jamie ramen because he actually make tare. But nephew Nick, tonkotsu supposed to be white, creamy and sexy, not like brown water. That's the biggest mistake he made. But Uncle Roger liked how much effort he put in. He making noodle from scratch. That's not easy. Out of 5 components of ramen, I think he has at least 4. He forgot to make aroma oil. Nephew Nick, next time clean your pork bone. Don't cut pork belly when it's hot. And no more spanking in cooking video.
This is only the second ramen video that we've actually reviewed, because we reviewed Jamie twice. But I do have to say that Nick's version looks good. There may be a few little things that you can tweak, which is fine, but he did a good job overall. But he does need to fix the broth, because that didn't turn out quite right. Today we're going to be seeing how Gordon Ramsay makes his Thai papaya salad with Uncle Roger. And look what I found in my closet today. My old polo shirt. It still fits after 10 years. It's a little wrinkled, but that's how it is. And be sure to check out my culinary course, which I will leave in the description down below.
Remember, Gordon no more uncle title because he messed up ramen so bad. Today, he making his version of green papaya salad. It's not traditional Thai papaya salad, so we go easy on him.
Does give an amazing kick
just
to
one?
the paste. In.
No, just one chili. Gordon, how can just use one chili? Somtam is one of Uncle Roger's favorite dish. It's the only salad worth eating. Kale salad can fuck off.
So this is Uncle Roger's favorite salad. Interesting. Let me know down below, guys, what your favorite salad is in the comments. Is it Caesar salad, Cobb salad? Is it this salad? Let me know.
First off, these are a little dried shrimp.
Dried shrimp, correct?
They smell almost sort of...
But that's a bit much, Gordon.
For this salad, inspired by my travels across Thailand, I'm starting by making a wonderfully spicy paste.
I like how he dressed up as orange. But Gordon, just because you dress like me, don't mean I'm gonna give you bonus point.
I didn't actually plan for this, so today all of us are actually wearing the same color. And look who else is orange. Say hi, little Simba. Huh? Say hi. Woo! You've gotten a lot bigger since the last video. All of us are the same color today. All of us are in orange.
A little salt in there.
Salt good? No, hiya, Gordon. Pounding is in and out, not round and round. You not pounding, you rimming.
I understand what Uncle Roger is saying by this, but you can still crush the ingredients in a pestle and mortar by, going around with it instead of smashing it. If you do smash it, especially with round things like black pepper, they can fly out of the pestle and mortar and then, well, you have a mess.
Just break them up.
Look at the pestle and mortar. It too new. It never been pounded before. Just like Uncle Roger. Auntie Esther still haven't replied.
I'm sorry to say it, Uncle Roger, but I think the boat's already sailed with that one.
Bird's eye chili.
But actually good?
Powerful, but wow. It does give an amazing kick to the paste.
Wait, just one?
In.
No, just one chili. Gordon, how can just use one chili? For Thai papaya salad, at least use 5 to 10 chili. Just one chili. What in the Jamie Oliver is this? Yeah!
Well, I'm kind of with Gordon on this, but then again, it depends on the amount that you're going to be using for the salad. If you're going to be using everything to make the salad, or if you're going to be using only a portion of this, because keep in mind, when Jamie made his red Thai curry, his green Thai curry, what else? A few of his other curries, he only used like 1 or 2 green chilies or a few other chilies. That's it. But if you're not used to chilies or spiciness in general, you may not want to put a lot in there, especially the first time. Because again, it not only burns the first time, but it burns the second time coming out. And trust me, if you're not used to that, it's not fun.
Gordon, when you're making fried rice, you got 2 wok. You wok fuckboy. You have to be chili fuckboy also.
A couple of tablespoons of brown caster sugar.
Sugar, okay. Wait, that too much?
That softens the blow with a chili.
Wait, what? Soften what?
That softens the blow with a chili.
Soften blow of what? It's just 1 chili. Hiya, Gordon. Niece and nephew, if you need to soften blow of 1 chili, just give up. You're not gonna succeed in life. You're too weak.
Right, now you need to keep in mind with chilies, there is a chemical called capsaicin. Now this chemical is what is responsible for the heat in chilies and all the peppers. Now this chemical is produced in the membrane. It can also be on the seeds. This is why a lot of people take out the seeds because they can be hot with the oils. But if it's going to be too hot to begin with, you may want to just change the chili that you're using, as Uncle Roger is saying, because it's just going to hurt. You may not want to torture yourself.
A little bit of hot water into this tamarind paste.
Tamarind, correct?
It's a really tart but sweet paste.
Good.
1 tablespoon in.
No, you just put the tamarind water in. Don't put whole tamarind in. There's gonna be too much fiber in your salad dressing. Just watch.
Fish sauce.
Fish sauce good?
It's got that
Squid brand for you.
smell, slightly salty.
This is the only type of fish sauce that I use in the house, and I have to admit, it is delicious. I actually go through quite a few bottles per year. I don't use it all the time, but anytime that I'm making curries or any Asian ingredients, I use it, and I use quite a bit too because it's delicious. It stinks, but it's tasty.
2 tablespoons in. Bring that together and give it a really good mix.
More rimming. Ugh, that sound.
Some lime juice.
Lime juice, okay.
Another touch of sort of tartness. So the paste is nice and thick and fragrant.
No.
The heat.
No, papaya salad dressing not supposed to look like that. Look at this photo. This proper Thai papaya salad. See the dressing, the liquid pooling at bottom. Looks so appetizing. But what is this, Gordon? What is this?
Now, if there are any Thai chefs watching, let me know exactly what Gordon is doing wrong. But to me, it seems like Gordon has actually made this into more of a paste instead of a sauce. Because it looks like with the photo that Uncle Roger used that the sauce is actually quite liquidy. And, well, of course, Gordon is making a thick paste. Now, just keep in mind, Gordon is trained in French cuisine as well as British cuisine. So our methods of making sauces and purees and everything may not be the exact methods that you use in your own local cuisine.
Green papaya.
Good papaya, of course.
Give it a little peel.
You can find green papaya in local Asian shops and bigger supermarkets. And as it doesn't wilt like more delicate veg,
Gordon, the way you peeling papaya, you're wasting so much papaya. Just use peeler, save money. We're not rich like you, Gordon. Do you think papaya grow on tree? I mean, do you think money grow on tree? Okay, if Uncle Roger got that much money, I'm gonna waste papaya also. Actually, Uncle Roger surprised Gordon even peeling his own papaya. Gordon, with that much money, you can hire little papaya slave, follow you around, peel papaya for you.
Uncle Roger's right. If you don't want to waste a lot of the flesh with any of these fruits or veggies, you can use a potato peeler to actually peel the vegetable. In any case, Gordon is doing the fast method. If you want to peel a vegetable super quickly without dirtying another piece of equipment, you can use a knife. The only problem is with that, whether you're peeling watermelon, cantaloupe, or any other type of fruit or vegetable, you can waste a lot of product.
I'm gonna grate it.
Grater.
Look, that's what I want.
See, if you use grater, the strip not gonna be long enough. You want longer strip for papaya salad. More satisfying to eat. In pretentious French cooking term, we say julienne. Or if you hardcore Thai auntie, you can whack the knife on papaya like this to create thin strip. But Gordon can't do this. He's not hardcore Thai auntie.
Right, well, I wouldn't recommend holding the papaya in your hand and taking a knife and just whacking it in your hand, because there is a possibility of the knife going clear through or missing it and going into your hand. Yeah, this is a big no-no. You want to be careful with this. But in any case, if you want to get longer strips of the papaya and you're not very knife savvy, you don't have a lot of knife experience, then you can use what's called a mandolin. Although you have to be very careful with a mandolin because it will literally cut your skin off if you're not careful.
Thin slithers. Next, a nice, rich, sweet banana shallot.
Who grate shallot?
Gordon, of course.
Nice.
This kitchen too organized. Look at all the spice in the background there. No Asian kitchen as nice as this. Papaya salad, just street food. We prepare on side of road. Sometimes we even got hot Thai auntie pounding papaya salad on street. Like this video here. Where is that? Uncle Roger need to go. That's why Uncle Roger always say, Thailand got best street food. Look at this. Just have to make sure she actually woman. Sorry, children.
No one video's PG with Uncle Roger. Honestly.
Some carrot.
Carrot good?
Carrot gives it.
Oh, Gordon, you have peeler. Okay. Why do you use it on papaya?
Yes, I agree with Uncle Roger. If you use it for the carrot, why not with the papaya?
If your papaya salad look like coleslaw, you fucked up.
That and mix it. Finish that off with Thai basil.
Thai basil wrong.
And fresh coriander.
Coriander wrong also.
You can get Thai basil in good supermarkets and independent Asian stores, but normal basil works well too.
No, don't put normal basil in. Oh no, that's not pesto.
Thai basil and fresh coriander.
Thai basil wrong also. Just because the ingredient got the word Thai in it, don't mean it belong in every Thai dish.
That's actually a good thing to remember. Just because it has the word in it, just because you have it, doesn't mean you need to use it.
Next, prepare the crunchy topping.
But remember, this Gordon version of papaya salad, so I guess it's okay.
Now, we've seen a lot of Uncle Roger's videos, and I don't think he's ever said that with Jamie, has he?
Peanut correct? Good.
Chop the nuts. That gives a really nice crunch. In they go.
Nice.
Roll them around the pan.
Good.
That's off.
Gordon, don't give shit about peanut allergy people.
Now for the exciting part. I'm going to dress the salad.
The dressing, look, too thick, too thick.
Papaya.
That very Western way of making salad, dressing and the vegetable separate.
Now, not to say that Uncle Roger's wrong with this, but it depends really on the salad that you're making. But Uncle Roger is right. The dressing is such a thick puree. It's like super thick. Look at it. I mean, you can see that it's actually holding its shape. This is not a proper dressing. Even in the West, for a normal dressing or a vinaigrette, it wouldn't be like this. It would be a lot more liquidy. You need to be able to work with it. It's not something that you can roll up into a ball and then throw at somebody like a snowball.
See? And then he makes it all in.
A nice general sprinkling. Roasted nuts.
Peanut okay. But usually peanut is part of papaya salad, not just topping.
Delicious, very fragrant, very robust. Green papaya salad.
So easy to make and guaranteed not to go limp. A perfect party
Not to go limp.
and with
What? Why are you using that kind of word? Why your salad go limp? Uncle Roger want my salad to be limp. I don't want salad with boner.
Well, if this was a salad that had lettuce, you could actually say that you don't want it to wilt. If you do actually add a vinaigrette dressing a little too early before you serve, you can wilt the lettuce. So this is a big deal. So if you are going to be serving like a lettuce salad, just make sure to add the dressing à la minute, meaning at the last minute, or allow the guests to actually add the dressing themselves.
And with such incredible colours, textures, and bold, exciting flavours.
What bold, exciting flavor. You see all the chili there? That's the chili that belong in the salad. Hiya, where got bold flavor? Your producer go out all the way to buy this Thai chili for you, Gordon, and then you don't use it. But I guess this Gordon interpretation of Thai papaya salad. So overall, okay. If it's traditional, this papaya salad, missing snake bean, missing tomato, and missing the little raw salted crab that Uncle Roger liked.
Tomato? Really? Interesting. I wouldn't think that tomato is that common to use, considering that tomato is more an introduced ingredient. Well, maybe centuries ago, so now it's probably more common, but in any case, it's not from Asia, it's from the Americas.
Guess Gordon, this is your version, so I guess it's okay. Maybe add some tomato in there. For traditional som tam, we just pound everything in pestle and mortar. Everything. We don't separate the dressing from the papaya, from the vegetable. That's a very white thing to do.
Now comparing this to on actually how to make papaya salad, it doesn't look almost anything like it. Let me know your thoughts down below on how Gordon did and what you would do to improve Gordon's recipe or what you would change. But don't forget to hit the like button, share, and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you have enjoyed this video. Or at least hit the like button for little Simba. Simba, what do you think? You want to go play? It's playtime, no? I've been on here too long. Okay, in any case, guys, take care. I'll see you again soon. And, well, say bye-bye, little Simba. Bye. He's going to sleep. What a baby.